It's too late now. We're already live. We're already in there. We're in there.
Are we?
We're in there like swimwear. I'm just checking out what my my exposure looks way different on like my big monitor than my small one, so I'm trying to like make sure that those look good. But we're already live, man. We are pretty much checked in. What I'm gonna do here is I also gotta just change the thumbnail. I don't know how to do this on Ecamm and not have to do it, like not have to double back and do it.
Okay, so wait a sec. We are live?
We are live now.
Oh yeah, it says we're live. Oh,
No one's in the thing
well.
yet. No one's in the stream yet, so I also probably should make a better habit of like going back and like editing out this part of the stream because I just leave it.
Okay. Well, Mac Chowdhury is here.
Mac doesn't miss.
Mac is everywhere.
Mac doesn't miss a beat, man.
He's Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. Oh, wait, hang on a second. I'm trying to find out where my broadcast. Hey, what's going on?
I'm gonna let everybody know on my
people.
Instagram now.
There's a ton of people online right now. Let me just figure out how do I get the broadcast. Sean is in the building. I'm trying to find out how I could broadcast my comments again.
We are live on Kofi's channel. I did this.
We
wrong.
are. Did you do it wrong? Dang, there's a lot of people on here.
Well,
now.
I bent it all. I bent it all funky. I couldn't hold it right.
Stream. Where is my broadcast? There's usually a
Bro,
little
what
window.
is wrong with you? It's like you've never done a live before. I should have hosted this shit.
You should have, but I said first. Yeah. So
Well, you
click on it
just
here.
got $100 from Mac, so I guess
Jesus
you are.
Christ, Mac. So we have a super chat right off the bat to share between the two of you. Oh, he said it's a share. He said it's a share. He said it's a share between the two
No,
of you.
you take it. I don't want it. Nuh-uh. You
No, we
take
share.
it.
I'm really kind of confused where this broadcast you can't see the comments on the screen, can you?
No. Why can't you don't know how to do it? Do you want
I
some
know
help?
where it is. No, I know where it is. I know what happened here. It got super small out of nowhere. There we go. We're good to go.
It just got so small.
Yeah,
that you
it literally
couldn't
got
see
so small, like it was like this big. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the beginning of the chat. Mac, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Like that means a ton. All of us have been pumping videos out for the last little bit, so that's really cool.
A crazy freaking day there.
I did a TSN kind of stat on how many videos I've uploaded in the last couple of weeks. I've done today was my 16th video in 6 weeks. Look at that.
Holy crap, Kofi.
Yeah, we got the Z Mount gang. Yeah, no, it was a lot. I didn't even realize that till just now.
I
Okay.
want to know who got their ZR today.
Yeah, I want to know who got their ZR today as well, because I want to know who got their ZR, and also who immediately shot an unboxing reel, because I know I did. I know Talbot did. I know Talbot did. I know I did. I'm trying to find out. Also, there's a lot of people that don't like Nikon cameras because I'm getting charged them dislikes right now. Some people
Really?
just,
You can see
I could see them. You guys can't.
Well, I'm gonna like it right off the bat. I liked it.
Yeah, there's gonna be someone that's gonna put that sometimes people put them on like a timer, and they'll just dislike every 30 seconds to the second for like 2 hours, and then when the stream goes,
Those people have potatoes up their butt.
They're the real potatoes.
Get it?
Actually, I think they wish there was a potato up their butt. I think that's why they're so mad about it. But yeah, so the title of this, guys, is going to be me and Brandon. We both picked up our Nikon ZR pre-orders. We clearly unboxed.
Oh, is this one of those fancy collabs?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you collab it?
I don't know if you could collab a live during the live. I think you could collab it after the fact, like once it becomes an upload.
All right.
So I got to like go back in and then.
Well,
send
that's
you a
cool.
collab link.
No, I appreciate it. That's rad.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm actually gonna find out if you can. Yeah, you guys are figuring this out with us, okay? So,
Yeah. Neither of us have live streamed ever.
No, I think it
before.
live.
This is
I
our
think you have
very
to
first
collab
one.
after the stream. We got to collab after the stream.
Okay,
That's
whatever.
easy. Let's go upload. All right, so let's go through the whole chat because this is going to be like an Ask Me Anything because we pretty much unboxed everything, so there's nothing to watch in terms of unboxing.
No, it's all. I got mine. Did you get the mic? I got the mic.
I didn't get the mic, and I didn't
And
get
an
the
extra
mic
battery.
because I need extra battery. That's one. I need extra battery. Oh, Jesus Christ! I just started sneezing out of nowhere. I didn't get the mic because I have the Sennheiser MKE 400, and because you could run 32-bit float on any microphone, it almost doesn't make it doesn't change a lot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say no one. Fair enough. Mac did not miss. He was on time. Michael Taylor's in the building. Chillin' Connect is in the building. Red ZR or Pixis 12K. They're totally different cameras, bro. They're so different. It's like bicycle. It's like ATV or a Bronco. They're so different. What's the timecode situation? I got this
question a lot with
timecode?
The KX.
Oh, the KX? Yeah.
No. Like, what should I get, the ZR or the KX? I'm like, dude, they're worlds apart. Like, they're worlds apart.
Should I go into biology or finance? Like, that's how different they are. But yeah, okay. So timecode situation. It was funny because I think you have a timecode thing that works in the audio jack.
Mm-hmm.
Your tentacle. Okay, I'm not crazy. Someone got like really, really mad, and they're like, timecode doesn't work at all. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure you could use a timecode through the 3.5 millimeter jack. And they're like, no, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, I feel like we did that before. So
I mean, that's how my timecode works. Just jam it.
Do you have it on you? Do you want to just do you want to show Cam? Do you want to show the chat about the, because that is going to answer some of the timecode situations. That is the first question.
Well, if you want to give me listen, I never ever use timecode. So I'm happy to experiment, but oh, wait a sec. I can't, Kofi, because the only timecode cable I have for that tentacle is the one for my KX.
Okay, fair enough. But it does exist.
Sorry.
So it was
yes, and Mutiny would make you one if you wanted one.
So was it the tentacle sync? I can't. Is it the Track E?
Yes, I have the Track E because the updated version gave you timecode, internal timecode. You didn't have to buy the Sync E to get the timecode.
Gotcha. So you can do it. So John, to answer your question, there is a possibility to have timecode through the 3.5 millimeter jack. Tentacle Sync makes it. Fran is in the building.
Tentacle probably does have it, but Mutiny also makes one.
Lewis is in it. Hey Kofi, my A cam is a Blackmagic Pixis 6K. Is it still worth it to use the ZR as a B cam or a glider camera? Yeah, why not? Unless your slider can't hold the Pixis. If it can't, then yeah, you could use, like, you're gonna be able to match most cameras nowadays. It just takes work. Like, it's not impossible to match up cameras from different brands. It's just sometimes it takes you forever. Especially if you're trying to save some money.
If you got that 10-bit, you're pretty good to go.
But also, I would say, to be fair, the price of the Pixis is only $300 more than the ZR. The Pixis right now is like $24.99 US, and the ZR is like $21.99 or something. Was it $20.99?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I would just buy another Pixis realistically at that price point where you need something for it. I would just buy another one. Hi, question.
A great B cam is always the A cam. So
yeah, a good offense a great defense is a good offense, or something like that.
Yeah, but I think this is a totally different. I'm saying, like, your best B cam is another A cam if you can afford it.
Yeah, that's you are right. I'm wrong. Secondary question, because we both had the cameras beforehand. What is your overall thoughts on the Nikon ZR?
Are you asking me? You want me to go?
You're only one other one here.
Listen, bro, I have no idea if you're talking to me or if you're talking to the audience. So yes,
if it's asking a question, it is me asking you.
Okay. Overall, I'm extremely excited for this camera. I don't think I've been this excited for a camera in a good long while, honestly. And I think it's because it does a couple of things differently than what we've seen before. Yes, it's got red code RAW, and that was my biggest reason for getting it, is because as a red shooter, somebody that owns a Monstro and a KX, this is like the perfect B or C camera for me when I need that little specialty camera. But it also somehow, I don't know what Nikon's doing, but we had these things out in immense, intense heat for 5.5 hours and never got an overheat warning, nothing. And that was at 6K 60. I love my S1R Mark II, but it'll overheat if I were to push that.
Yeah.
It also has this massive screen, and like just the screen alone, you're like, it's just a little bit bigger. Well, even if it's just a little bit bigger, it makes a massive, pun intended, difference in the usability of the camera. I thought this camera was a blast to use because I got a monitor-like experience without having to rig anything to it. Like, it just worked. It was effortless. And it got me pretty close to the KX image off a tiny little camera with autofocus. So, yeah, for me, this is going to be like an awesome camera. Now, I can see you holding up the...
This is my 17 Pro Max.
The only thing that bugs me about this camera and every other camera is why the F do we have these massive bezels on the back of the screen?
Yeah.
Every camera manufacturer, huge bezels. This screen would be like another 15-20% bigger if it didn't have bezels. So, but this camera is just super fun. I'm so stoked to have it.
Do you think it's because the screen's so big that if it does crack, like if you crack the bezel, like if you only crack up to the bezel, it's not that big of a deal?
What?
So, for example, like if something just is to damage the screen, right? Like you can see a little like the
Yeah.
Like you see that little like the black little bezel on the edge.
Screen?
Yeah, like if something dropped and like cracked the side of the screen, if that was still screen, then you're screwed because all the like the liquid crystals would kind of just leak into the rest of the image and be screwed. Is that like a safety thing to like kind of in case you screw it up?
Well, I bet you. No, I don't think it's a we're trying to protect you nonsense.
Fair. It's a wanted to spend
I'd be happy to be proven wrong if one of the
we want to spend as little money as possible.
Yeah, it always comes down to like how do we maximize profitability? But it just seems ridiculous. Like if you're going to make this big of a screen, can you just push it all the way to the edge, and then people would be really blown away.
To be like a 4
but every manufacturer does it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like the one on my S1R Mark II is gigantic. It's
the
so
bezel.
dumb.
Like I didn't realize it until you said it. I didn't realize it. I'm looking at it now. Like I have the S1R2 streaming now, and I'm like, oh, that is a really big bezel on the screen.
Yeah, it's like a half an inch on the bottom and a quarter of an inch everywhere else.
That's wild. Okay, let's keep. So my thoughts on the Nikon ZR. I think it is not going to be like a Pixis, and I'm going into it not expecting it to be, but I think for when I started in 2018 getting the A7 III, and that was my main video body, this kicks the crap out of it, and it also launches at the same price. And the A7 III launched like not that long ago. It is going to be a good specials camera. I really hope they do an OpenGate update. I think that's the one thing that it is missing. And because you could do that in another camera with the same sensor, it's not super far-fetched to say that maybe we can do it in this one. And then also I think I just need some more monitoring tools. Like at minimum, just give me like a false color. You have a big old screen that's meant to make me not use a monitor, then just give me all the things that I would use a monitor for in the monitor that's already on the camera. Next question for you, Brandon, is Nigel wants to know, what lenses do you plan on using the Nikon ZR?
Ooh, can you give me dose seconds?
I can. I am going to be using the majority of it. I don't have Nikon autofocusing lenses, but that is going to change. I'm going to pick up the Laowa 12mm Z mount for the Nikon ZR, and I think that's going to be the main lens. But you go through yours.
Is that autofocus?
Yeah, 12mm.
Oh snap!
There's a 10mm ZR. There's a 10mm
putting that on my radar.
Man, that's what I did that video on that in February, I think, this year. That was one of my favorite lenses. I just need a Z mount version.
I'm gonna have to check that up. All right, so for me, I'm going to be using these. Let's see if the camera picks that up. This is an M mount Voigtlander. Come on. Very tiny. This is a 28mm 1.5, so super fast, super small. Rendering out of this lens is incredible. But yeah, just a little M mount. I have a whole set of Voigtlanders that are either 1.5, 1.4, or 1.2, and they're all hella tiny. Damn. So this is what I'm going to be using to start because one, I love the look. Two, it's small. It's built like a tank. It's really fast. And I mean, like autofocus is great, but I don't know if I really want autofocus with this camera. If I get an autofocus lens, I might pick up that 26 millimeter.
Yeah.
That they make. It's like a 2.8. It's just, I mean, it's like so small. Like it's a really tiny pancake. So that's what I'll be shooting. And then, yeah, if they get open gate, then I might throw my Blazar Remuses on this.
I'm thinking the same thing. I also have the Thighpox Samara C's because they're also really tiny. I'm gonna go grab mine. Hang on 1 second. You entertain the audience.
Dude, those are sweet lenses. Talks amongst yourselves. Do you want me to come up with a topic for the audience, Kofi? He's gone. Let me. So Louis Trevino asks. Okay, well, sorry, Louis.
So these guys are really tiny too. Like this is like, I mean, the scaling's off because my hands are big. So like these are like hand palm size. Can
Let's
I focus?
See these things. Yeah, the Samaras. What camera are you using? There you go. Did you put it on autofocus?
It's on autofocus to my eye. That's why. But that's gonna be. I just need an adapter. Like I just need an M to a Z mount adapter, and you can just imagine like this is gonna be like a little bit over here. And when that adapter comes in, I'll probably use the Typox set for that because they're really small. They're compact.
That's how Kofi's doing it. So I'll do it too. Yeah, very tiny, which I'm very excited about.
Well, that's the one thing Nikon needs. They need smaller lenses. Also, there are 98 people in here and 18 likes.
That's it? God damn,
what would Jarrell say? I'm not gonna say what Jarrell's gonna say, but you guys know what to do.
Trash.
Can we record
trash cans?
Yeah, it's funny because it's just enough to make you feel guilty, but not enough to be insulting. Because
you're like, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, like someone called me a trash can isn't enough to be like insulted by that. Have you tried shooting SSD on the ZR? I don't think you can yet.
You can't yet.
Everything is like yet because I feel like as long as you guys are willing to be loud about it, Nikon will probably give it to you because I think what they're trying to do is be competitive. So as long as we're like, hey, we want open gate and we're gonna keep saying we want open gate until you do it, they're eventually gonna be like, fine, take it, God, and then we're all gonna cheer.
It was such a weird conversation to have this. Hey, does it have this? Does it have this? Does it have this? And the rep going, just if the rep is watching, I love you. And I know you're just the messenger, so I'm not mad at you. But he was like, well, corporate really wants to wait and see what people want. And it's like, you know what we want.
We're asking nicely.
For at least a year. Like, you know exactly the things you want. Now, from a red perspective, they probably don't know what tools we want, but when it comes to like open gate and anamorphic, support, that should have been a no-brainer. That should have been a day one. It should have been available upon release.
Yeah.
Maybe open gate's a little tougher, but anamorphic support should have been in there.
Ooh, I have a question for you. Would you take open gate if there was a record limit? 30-minute.
Yeah, that's super weird.
Okay, because the reason why
if it was there.
The reason why I'd asked that is because it was kind of like when the S9 originally came out, like you could shoot 6K open gate, but there was a time limit on it, and everyone got really upset about that.
Yeah.
But like now I'm like, honestly, even if you said 15 minutes, and you said you could shoot 6K, 60 up to 15 minutes in open gate for $2,000 for that price, absolutely. I'm so far behind this chat, so I'm gonna try to speed through these. Is open gate on the ZR will be a feature? Hit or miss. It's like a 50-50, but I think so for loud enough. What's a good zoom lens for the Nikon ZR? Honestly, if you want them to be smaller, I would get an adapter and get some of the Sony lenses because they're way smaller than the Nikon ZR. Like the Nikon 24-70 is massive.
I would add the Sigma zooms for Sony.
Right.
So if you get the same adapter, the 16-28 or the 28-70 are so incredibly tiny, and they're very good.
Okay. I didn't think about that. I have to find wide angle lenses for this guy because that's the only thing I want to do. Max saw your anamorphic ZR video, man.
Thank you, Mac. You're the best.
Sean said, bought the ZR to look at Best Buy. Can't wait to test it tomorrow from the perspective of a Canon shooter. You might like it a lot. I'd also say try that C50 too. I'm just saying, if you can get your hands on it. Made from Java, nice guys. My ZR gets here on Wednesday. Preston, congratulations. Preston has hit 1,000 subscribers. He's a quadruple digits now.
Let's go, Preston.
This is where things start to speed. Your first 1,000 subscribers is like getting 225 on the bench for the first time. Because that takes forever.
Gym metaphors.
But think about it. You might start at the gym at like what 16, 17, and then Kofi, 225 to your 20s.
You were benching 225 at 9 years old. Get the hell out of here.
I was 17.
You probably came out of the womb repping 45s.
I did deadlift 405 for the first time when I was like 15. I didn't know the difference. But no, benching was not great for me. Jeff is in the building. What up, Jeff? Nikon ZR. What computer would you get, Mac or PC? What model for the workflow? I have a MacBook M1 Pro. I have a MacBook Pro M1 Max, which I am looking to upgrade. But it ran the ZR footage just fine. So what are you using?
Yeah. Same. I have an M1 Max, and it can chew through on the same timeline a stacked Monstro and KX footage at the same time. So it's pretty good, but I will be upgrading to a studio just because I'm sick of like having to yank my laptop when I travel, and I travel so much that I would like to just leave it here. Yeah,
I'm on the boat. I might.
Studio here.
The M5s look really good, but I'll kind of wait till some of the test numbers find out if it's actually different than the M1 Pro Max. Just because when I'm running, I'll run the Pixis, the Ursa 12K stuff, and those like stack on top of each other, and that can get pretty slow. The ZR has been fine though. The ZR and all my Lumix cameras have been great.
I'm still here. I'm just grabbing my adapter. I want to see how small this really is.
Friend, what happened to Best Buy? Hey, can someone explain how the top mic works if it's facing to the sky? Usually shotgun mic goes forward to the subject. Can you explain about the top mic? Is it
it's a mic. It points forward.
Oh, it does. Okay.
No, I mean, there's a thing on the top, but so just FYI, on the side, you can point it to front, as you can. Don't pick up on my face. Come on, S1R Mark II. It can point it to the front, or all, or rear, and then you've got two different types of audio, which is focus and pure. I have yet to try this. I've yet to like really try this at all.
Yeah, I've outside of the one test for 4 hours that we had, I did not get a lot of testing, and I'm still waiting. I have my PL adapter, so I could probably start shooting tomorrow morning. But I want to use a Typox on them.
That's what I'm planning on doing.
Still waiting for mine from B&H. You should get them really soon. Let's go. My Nikon ZR is in
mine comes on Wednesday.
The haters hate. Mine's arriving tomorrow. Everyone's getting theirs tomorrow. This is actually the nicest, like, not have to wait 10 years for a camera I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, there you go, Kofi. That's how tiny it is.
That looks good.
Yeah, no, very small. Yeah.
It's going to look good. That's going to be a great travel camera.
It will be awesome.
Is the H.265 really bad on that ZR? I have not used it. I didn't even think about using it. I didn't even, like, when...
But I think it's being overblown.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so for H.265, when you want to use a lower codec, what are you going to use it for? Is it going to be interviews, wedding? Like, you're going to use it for boring stuff where, like, doesn't need to be super sharp anyways? And that's kind of where my mind is at with that. Like, if I'm shooting a YouTube video, my talking head not being, like, crystal clear and being, like, good enough so I could post it on, like I could post it, and YouTube compresses your image anyways. I'm like, okay, talking head stuff, I could run H.265 no problem. B-roll, red code all the time. I just wish I had some open gate. That's all. How's the Nikon mic? I used it a little bit when we were testing it, and it actually sounded pretty good. I don't know if you've used it. The big problem with this camera is file size. Okay, so I have a take with the file size thing, and this is if you are using this camera for business, use this camera to make money with clients, one of the things that you would spend expenses on would be the memory to hold your client's stuff, or you'd otherwise get rid of it, or you charge them for the drive. So yes, the file sizes are bigger. CF Express Type B cards transfer pretty quickly, but also as a business, when you have expenses to bring your income down, because we, like across the board, we should be doing that, that's usually, you could use that on memory. Like, I don't know, for me personally, for like having bigger file sizes, I charge my clients to keep their footage for them, or they bring a drive and they keep it themselves. or I build that into the price of whatever the shoot is, right? And then that would help offset buying more hard drives, if that makes any sense.
Yep. Yeah. If you're getting this camera, there's a lot of data. Like, I don't know who would buy this camera and not shoot in the Red Code RAW. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I just feel like you should shoot in the R3D because that gives you the best. And if you shoot in the R3D, you're going to have a ton of data to deal with. But as a Red shooter for the last like 5 years, I guess I've just gotten used to it. But also, they have much lower compressions on those cameras. Yeah. And I'm hoping Nikon listens to us and they just give us ELQ and LQ. Even if they do that, LQ. This camera's just like, oh, thank you.
Or the NRAW is half the data rate, I think. I think it's like 800 and something versus the 1500.
Yeah, just give me that.
It's there already. So there's
just
ways.
So you know, I can show you, Kofi.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. I don't know if you can see this. Man, this screen looks so good.
Yeah.
This screen is so good.
I also will say guys, it is the fastest boot up time out of any Red camera ever.
Oh, yeah. It's finally the fast. Anyway, the top right corner, you probably can't see it because of the glare off the light. This is a 330 gigabyte CF Express. Haven't recorded anything to it. I get 28 minutes.
I am 6K 2398 with a 1 terabyte card. And the Angelbird 1 terabyte cards are like, they're not the most expensive thing in the world, but they're definitely not cheap. Mine is an hour and a half. So if I cover my face, 1 terabyte card is about an hour. That's a terabyte at 6K 24 frames a second. And you can get Angelbird, you could get 1 terabyte CF Express Type B cards a little bit cheaper than you could get like the Sony Type A cards, for example. And I think the cheapest you can get a Type A card from Sony is about $500, and I think the cheapest you can get a 1 terabyte CF Express Type B, I think, is like $300, if I remember correctly. So there are like
you can get them for $200. Angelbird has them for $199, I think.
And the data rates on this guy, and this is the version 1, like this isn't the USB 4. It writes at about 1785 megabytes per second, 800 sustained. I don't think you're going to get dropped frames out of this. Like I don't get dropped frames out of the Ursa 12K, and that has some pretty big rates. So I'd say there's ways to move around it. I'm not saying that those file sizes are small, but like I've moved around. Or just use H.265 and you deal with the case.
Is there H.264 on this camera?
I think there is, and I don't know if anyone ever used it.
Okay, well, I better look. Somebody asked me, I put out the other day, like, hey, what are the first videos that you want to watch? And I got a lot of really good suggestions, but I also got a bunch of like people asking me to do things I don't traditionally do. Like I'm not the tech guy. I'm not putting this out in direct sunlight for 2 hours. Yeah, somebody just said overheat your camera. I was like, why? I was like, I'm not going to purposefully do that. But somebody was asking me to make a comparison between the H.264 and the H.265, and I was like, I didn't even know there was H.264 in here. So now I got to find it.
Hang on a second. One Eye Photography. Hey, fellas, great speaking to you both at this year's NAB build this year. When it comes to 12-bit, did you guys see banding in the blue skies or anything? And is the high-res rolled off on par with the Komodo? You have a Komodo. I'm actually going to do a Raptor Komodo X Nikon ZR video on Friday. We're going to put it through a couple of different things. But did you notice any banding in the skies? Because you were outside shooting.
Not yet, but I'm going to be comparing it to this tomorrow, but also my Monstro. So you will get an idea of how good the image is compared to the KX, which has an incredible image, but it's crop sensor. And then something they shot Stranger Things with. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting comparison. I think it will come in third place, but I do think in some instances it will look as good as a KX.
I like it. How long do you think the battery will last at 4K 30 frames a second versus 6K? I mean, there's only one way to find that out. I wonder if we just turn it on. I find the times are pretty accurate on the Nikon cameras in terms of like how long a battery will last based on the shooting mode you're using.
Oh, it tells you? Why doesn't mine tell me?
It should be the top right corner. So if I go down to like 4K,
Here's 4K.
So
24
oh,
frames a
sorry,
second.
battery. No, sorry, not battery. Frig, I'm thinking about the time on the actual card, not the battery. My bad. Not like Canon.
Well, if I
using
may
C50.
interject, it's okay. I don't get a record time, but I put it into 4K 30, and I get twice as much media. Just FYI, I get a full hour now instead of 29 minutes.
That's our 3D. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
That's in 4K. Yep. I'd shoot in the 4K. I don't have a problem with that. Just it crops in, but I'm used to that. So now this might actually match up with the KX, maybe even a little bit better. Oh God, I love this.
Melvin, you can just use H.264, H.265, and RAW. Okay, I'm going to speed through these. How does the ZR compare to the C50 on recording modes? The C50 has open gate and anamorphic support. So until the ZR has those two things, the Canon C50 offers a little bit more. Also, it has 422 10-bit in like bajillion different flavors, where the ZR thing just has one. I love hearing, Mac, what is the best camera? My answer is the same. The best for what? Which is half of this chat. If we keep scrolling down, people are going to say, should I buy this camera or this camera? And I'm like, I don't have any context. How you both found the screen, even with the size, do you still think you use external monitor? I only want an external monitor for the tools on it. If you put false color and friggin' anamorphic D-squeeze on it, I won't touch a monitor on this thing. Are you making ZR Red Raw workflow with Final Cut with the KX? Do you use? Are you on Final Cut still?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So this is what the rep told me. It's probably not coming, which makes me upset because every Red camera before this worked effortlessly on Final Cut Pro. Nikon just doesn't want to pay Apple, which kind of pisses me off. Pay Apple and integrate it into Final Cut Pro.
Just do it. You'll sell so many friggin' cameras.
Exactly. It's like, dude, the amount you'll offset is way higher than the amount you got to pay Apple.
They would make enough money if they added OpenGate monitoring tools and then just made it available in all the NLEs. They would make enough money selling the ZR that the next camera that they're going to make, they'll probably be able to fund pretty easily.
That's what I mean. You also got to think of the future. Like, this isn't going to be the last camera in this line. So, like, if all of those like workflow things are already here, then the desire to get that upgraded one goes even higher because there's no more like questions. There's no more, is there OpenGate? Is it going to finally have anamorphic? Just dump it in there and people are going to get like hungry.
Mac, I think we answered this one already, but I have the Type-Oxymer C's and allow a 12 mil that's on the way. And then Talbot has his little tiny manual lenses. Have you used Sony lenses on the ZR using the Megadap adapter? If so, how did the lens perform? They're okay. I tried a 35mm G Master. It's okay. It's not like autofocus isn't super fast, but it works. It's like I think for the Megadapt, it's like it's not going to be blazingly fast, like as if it was native, but it works way better than it should. We know the Red Raw's fire, but really want to see the H.265. Not trying to film any kid picking his nose in Red Raw every day. Is as soft as they say. I mean, like, if you're shooting a kid picking his nose, may as well make that footage soft, my dude. I don't want that sharp at all. I don't even want that sharp at 265.
I need that 8K.
Yeah. Got the charge my card today, but no shipping confirmation. Brendan, that sometimes is a little bit of a gap. You might see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brandon, don't you get FOMO thinking about that sexy Pixis 12K sensor?
I kind of just answered him because I didn't know if you would ever get to the comments.
I go quick.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. The Pixis 12K and just the regular 12K, that sensor is so amazing. Like it is incredible technology, but I really am. I mean, this is the only thing that really had me excited pretty much all year. I love the S1R Mark II, but my kit right now is so good. I feel so fortunate that I really don't come across anything where I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want that. Although there is a Q3 monochrome rumored, and one might drop in the reporter colorway, and that I definitely want.
Huh.
But other than that, I'm totally satisfied.
I'm cool with, like, after the Pixis 12K and using it for my Ursa for like work. So like when I work outside of YouTube, that's just going to be the one too. The ZR I think is really cool because I could see it's like there's upside to it. Like this is the version 1 firmware. So down the line, like down the line, there's a lot of upside that's there. So I'd like to see how that goes. And then like the Lumix cameras cover pretty much everything. Like, and then I have my little Fujis for when we're traveling and I want to like take the 106 out and stuff like that. Truthfully, I have too many cameras, but I like the fact that the ZR changed to something, which is funny because a lot of cameras are changing things without changing sensors. Like the sensor's the same, and they're like, no, we're gonna do it like in this kind of weird way, and you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm down for that. So, how's the low light performance? I did not do any low light, but I did notice that at like even using the higher base beside the FX3 and not pitch black darkness, because just like I don't believe in doing like overheating tests in rear conditions, I don't shoot in pitch darkness and say this is the low light, because I don't shoot like that, and I don't recommend people do it. It looked cleaner than the FX3 in a lot of ways, and I don't know how to explain that without making people mad.
I might, just for shits and giggles, because I'm like you. It's like, I know I asked people what kind of videos they want to see, and so many of them were like, man, I would never do this in real life. But then again, like, they don't have the camera, and that's what they would do. So I'm kind of like, you know what, don't be a dick, like, go make the video. But I think what I'm going to do is I might do my own creative spin on that Fincher DiCaprio light up the cigarette low light test. I might try something like that.
The H.265 is so bad in this camera. Don't get it. Or just use. We already went through this. There's ways that you could mitigate the footage. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that today. We're not doing that. Just buy another one. I need that Kofi money. No, the Pixis is on sale, bro. If you have a one Pixis and you're like, oh, should I get a ZR? I'm like, for an extra $300, you can just get the exact same camera in the other use case. Like, if there were $1,000 apart, I'd be like, okay, there's a conversation that like maybe it's out of touch. But like, when the B camera, that's your A camera, is almost the same price as the other camera you're gonna buy, that's your best answer, realistically. What computer type workflow? We both have MacBooks. I use DaVinci, and Tablet uses Final Cut. Can I use monitoring LUTs in H.265 or only in RAW? Actually, it's the opposite. I can't figure out how to get monitoring LUTs in the Arc 3D, which I'm hoping a firmware update where you could use viewing LUTs on there. Can you do it now? Because when I had it, I couldn't put a LUT on top of the NRAW. It just would shoot. It would just show me log.
On top of the NRAW?
Yeah, it would show me log. It wouldn't do a view assist. Oh, or sorry, the view assist didn't have. The view assist didn't have focus peaking at the time.
I know mine did because I relied heavily on it.
Okay.
I will continue to listen, but let me dive through the menu and see if I can find it real quick.
I'm going to go through these real quick because I want to try to get to the bottom of this. All right, we already went through that. I want you to confirm this camera to the FX3. I think you want me to compare this camera to the FX and the S1 II eventually. But then again, they're fat. Like, keep in mind while we're doing this, they're $1,000 apart from each other. The S1 II is $1,000 more than the ZR, and the FX3 is $1,000 more than the S1 II. So, if you have $4,000, then absolutely. But I don't like if the decision making price gap is $4,300 to $2,000. I can tell you right now, spend the $2,000. It might just be a monitor, but Brandon, you look a little out of focus. It might just be me, though.
Well, I have it on autofocus, and who really cares?
Does it do 4K 120 in R3D or just in ProRes RAW? I'm pretty sure it's in R3D. No, it's not. Actually, we have the cameras in our hands. So we could just check. Can you get 120 in R3D?
Yeah, you can. 4K 120.
Yeah, but it crops in. You can get 4K 120, but
it's a 1.5 crop.
A little APS-C for you.
It's the same thing on the KX.
You are now super out of focus. I don't know what you did there. I was a Nikon DSLR studio.
Well, I put it into manual focus. I'm going back to autofocus. I don't care. This was to make it easy on my life.
When using the ZR, hang on one second. Okay. When using the ZR, what is the one thing you see Nikon using Red Tech, and what's one thing you hope to see in the future? We want open gate, bro. We want that open gate. Give me
Kofi.
Yo.
It's in there.
120?
No, the LUT for R3D.
Thank God.
It's in there. You just select it.
Can you turn on your manual focus? Can you see your peaking? Because I couldn't see it on mine, and I was was driving me nuts.
Oh, peaking?
Yeah.
I think it's a display thing.
Please, if you can get peaking on that, because that pissed me off to no end. And I knew that was something to fix, but hey, Central Ent is in the building. Got to start inviting Mac to the live streams. Hey, Mac is the rich uncle. I'm just a regular uncle, bro. I pre-ordered the ZR, still pending purchase. I hope we don't have to wait long because I pre-ordered it on Friday. Glad Brandon got his. That's encouraging. The U.S. buyers are getting. Oh yeah, true. Because I'm in Canada, so that makes sense. I heard they're gonna ship out quick. Like I heard a lot of people are getting them like right away. At least in Canada, they're in stock.
My B&H thing charged me this morning, and then it shipped like 2 hours ago, and it's supposed to be here Wednesday. But it very well could show up tomorrow. Like B&H has had like weird quick delivery times, even though I'm on the opposite end of the country.
Yeah. No, they've actually done really well. It's better than other companies where like you buy like they have massive pre-orders and they can't fulfill all of them. How does it compare to the Pixis? They're totally different. They're different in almost every single way, outside of having internal RAW. So that's a kind of a tough one. So we'd be here forever. I think we want to spend less. Yeah, that's sometimes we're like when comparing cameras, I'm like, I'll try to keep them around the same ballpark in terms of price, because trying to compare a camera that's going to be double the price, it's like, well, yeah, like water is wet kind of thing. And if it isn't, then it's even weirder. And I mean, the ZR compared to the FX3, and I think that's as far as I'd like to go with it. But yeah, we'll see. What's a recommended card and size? Okay. I have, hang on, you're looking for something. You good?
Well, I'm trying to get focus peaking to turn on, and I can't get it to turn on in R3D with the view assist. So yeah, just FYI.
Central Ent.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna be really sad.
I mean, this monitor is so good that I can like do it, but Jeff, we need focus peaking.
The RAW. I got real mad.
That's crazy.
I got real sad about it.
Real crazy.
But yeah, I would love to have some RAW in there. Or sorry, I have focus peaking on the RAW. Best memory card. I have an Angelbird 1 terabyte card, and I've had it for years. I told Kofi it's a loss leader camera for entry into Nikon portfolio system. Yeah, if it is a loss leader, that's good. That's good business. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. They have the ZR in stock at Best Buy here. I kind of want to go buy it. Hey, can you imagine how impressed with business camera is the quality as what? I don't know that. Do you know that? Can you imagine how impressed
I'm trying to read that right now, and it kind of sounds like the stuttering kid meme. Could you ever?
I'm gonna go to the next comment, and maybe we'll get a correction later. By the way, let's get some likes on this video. Listen to Ryan, bro. He talks the truth. SSD recorders needing on this camera. I have a question for everybody. Did everyone record SSDs before? Because I remember like most people were like ran for the hills when it came to SSD recording. But in the last like couple cameras, if it's not there, everyone's like there's a lot of hey, we really wish there was like SSD recording. I'm like, oh, we SSD record now, because like for the longest time it was a thing that like nobody ever wanted to do. While I appreciate Brandon Talbot, can we include skims? Rob. No, we will not have Skims Shorty in the friggin' videos. Time for Nikon to drop the sell a small lens. I think they will. They have a 26. They have a 40. I think they have a 24. Do they have a 24? Like a tiny 24?
I just saw the 26 and the 28 and the 40. I did not see a 24.
Okay, so maybe that's what I'm thinking.
They have a 21.8, but it's not small.
Wow, that's probably a massive lens. I have a Sony a7S III. Would like to sell it to buy the Nikon ZR. What do you recommend? Do what makes you happy. Because without context, I'm not
follow your dreams.
Without context on certain things, I'm not telling people how to spend their money. I'm only going to tell you what the thing does and let you make your own decisions. Because here's the thing that's going to happen. If I answer that with an affirmative and it doesn't work out for you, you're not going to say,
yeah, you get blamed.
You'll just be like, oh, this shill over here told me to buy it. I'm like, no, I'm not. I will tell you what the thing does and make the decision that makes you happy. My ZR battery came with zero charge. Same. I also bought one of the original Nikon batteries. Same. Also had zero charge. Yeah, same. My ZF wasn't like this. I tested Sony lenses Viltrox with the ZR, and it worked great. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good to know, because I know Viltrox even had some issues with the adapter after a firmware update or something. But yeah, I think maybe for safety reasons they come with zero battery. Who knows? I don't know if that's a new thing.
I would say that's probably it. Both of mine came with zero charge.
Yeah, maybe it's just it might be a safety thing. Because maybe they're shipping like tons of batteries where you can't fly with them. So they're like, okay, well, if we drain them all, then it should be fine. Log C 10-bit versus Nikon ZR 12-bit RAW. See, that would be interesting. I would go as far to say ProRes RAW to ProRes RAW because you can convert one to the other. Talbot School of Theology. Yeah, so many people talk about switching the camera when they can't come close to touching what their current camera can do. Massive FOMO. Yeah, all of the videos that I'm going to put out and Talbot's going to put out isn't a bid for you to switch the camera. It's just we want to tell you what it does. Because if you decide that maybe you don't have either camera and you buy it, you want to know what it does. I wouldn't necessarily consider these things as like drop everything that you have and go buy the new camera. Because then, truthfully, me and Talbot, and I'm not going to talk for you, but we like a lot of shit. So this is just going to be more shit that obviously we like. Sorry, I'm speeding through these.
Interests in many things.
I think my ZR is probably going to replace the S1 II as I need something that won't overheat. I saw an overheating test yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but that thing did not overheat. People are trying their damn best. It's not happening. They're trying to find like what's the thing.
I overheated. We took it to just a basic, like we went to this place outside of Salt Lake, and just imagine it as a giant bounce. Like it's white sand.
Yeah.
Lots of salt. And it was probably 115, 120 on the sand. It was a 98-degree day. And we shot for 5.5 hours. Between the two cameras, we didn't get a single overheat warning. And I think all of us got heat stroke. So, yeah, like Jeff just sat in the Jeep with the air conditioning on pretty much the whole time until we actually started shooting. We're like, Jeff, do you want to do some rollers? You can drive. And he was like, yeah. But if it doesn't overheat from that, I'm never going to get this thing to overheat. Like it's never going to happen for me.
I live in Canada. What do you want me to tell you? When everyone's like, you didn't test the overheating, I'm like, I live in Canada and it's October. Where do you think I'm going to overheat this thing?
Yeah, talk to Matt Johnson. Get one in Josh Satin's hands or Tyler's. Then you'll get a
Justin
proper
Porter's
overheating
hands
test.
while he's screaming at it. It's not a Nikon, it's a red. Yeah, maybe the camera might
that
overheat.
guy cracks me up.
Frig. Hang on a second. Lumix put the S1 II on sale for $2,700, which is a very smart business move. That's a very smart business move. I'm gonna tell you that real quick. They did it direct the day after.
Good buy.
They also did it 3 days after they did a firmware update on some of their older cameras. Lumix is hungry. I like it. I respect Lumix. I think I made a tweet like 2.5 years ago for the brands to watch out for, and it was like Nikon, Lumix, I think DJI, and I was like, those guys, because they're hungry. They don't care.
Yeah.
Like traditional wisdom would be like, no, the S1 II is great. Don't do that. Keep the price at what it is and let the market kind of figure itself out. No, Lumix is like, no. I kill me. You don't kill me. I kill me.
Yeah. It was. When I was doing that podcast with Josh, we had a kind of like a breakdown of who we were excited for. And I think for both of us, Lumix and Nikon were at the very top. Because we saw them hungry, like you just said, and they were innovating at a really rapid pace. Yeah. And so for me, also being a Leica shooter and being L-mount, like Lumix, like I said, I absolutely love the S1R Mark II. I think it's the greatest like BTS camera ever made. But and then for some of maybe the higher quality stuff that I got to do where I got to match colors easier, this ZR is just going to be phenomenal. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to rapid fire try to get to the bottom of this chat. So if you need to interject, just stop
Kofi.
Me. Oh yeah, I can.
Just let it happen.
Watch this. Can we close the shutter while changing lenses? No, it doesn't have a mechanical shutter. Chat is banging. Absolutely. How fast can the micro SD card should I purchase? I think a V60 is probably going to get you there for H.265 and H.264 because you can't record RAW on the SD cards anyways. Is autofocus good enough to rely on with Sony adapted lenses? It's hit or miss. It depends on the lens. Do we have waveform? You do have waveform. Don't have false color. Yeah, it's waveform. Waveform histogram? No, it's histogram.
Yes, yeah.
It's histogram, no waveform.
Bro, holy shit, chill. There's histogram and there's waveform.
Okay. Have a good day.
But there is no false color. There's no stoplights. That needs to change.
2 plates. Kofi, have you ever worked high? Because I'm about to in a few hours for a real estate project. I've never worked high.
I don't know if you should be posting that online for your potential employer to see.
Yeah, you know what? That's why you don't see a display picture on that. I'm gonna skip. I'm only gonna skip to questions here. We need an HDMI port, gentlemen. Great to see you together on the screen. Western approaches. I just finished watching your Nikon ZR video, and I am very excited for you to get the camera.
Dude, he is one of my favorite people online right now. I've had a couple of good conversations with him. He just brings such a unique style to
it's
YouTube.
Social.
The level of intelligence, eloquence. I'm just like, those Brits, they're way too good for us.
If he cussed me out, I'd be like, I'd feel like I was complimented.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Would you start itching if Sony were to announce an A7S4 or FX3 Mark II, since you already are more than redundant with Nikon? Not really. Keep in mind, full disclosure, like I do paid events with Sony, so like being able to have access to Sony stuff is not necessarily a giant problem. And I don't mean to say that as like being pretentious, but like no, there's no such thing for me switching because I have a camera from almost everybody. So there's no, what brand are you? I'm like, well, I use Blackmagic for my production work, and then I rent those cameras out to other people. The Lumix series does a lot of the things that are like live streaming and YouTube. The Nikon ZR is a camera that not only is small and travel friendly, but I can get really great stuff out of it. And I shoot Fuji photography most of the time. So, but I've used my S1R2 when the Fuji's not fast enough. So I don't really have a, what brand is Kofi? And I don't think at this point, most experienced people in the space don't really have like a super hardcore brand that they're on. Everybody kind of uses everything. It just depends on what you're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Super
I
question.
just got done shooting. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, super questions are blinking on the screen. When I'm holding this up, there's a red record button on the S1R2. That's the blinking. So if I hold this right here, that's the S1R2.
Oh, well, I have that on my camera, and I was just trying to figure out what that is. So on the ZR, on the top left, it's a red, it looks like a clock. It's like a really shitty clock icon. Don't know what that means, though. And I can't get it to turn off, so I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. Do you want me to show you, Kofi?
Yes.
I don't know if it'll show up. Do you see that little blinky guy?
What is that? Do I have it?
I don't know. That's
it is a clock.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I
don't know what that is.
Is it because you didn't set the time in the camera? But it's a red clock. Though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it didn't give me like a startup thing, you know, like, hey, welcome. What's your language? What time zone are you in? It didn't do any of that.
Mine didn't either. And like, I'm just setting it now, but I don't know.
I need to connect this to my smart device. There's a lot of stuff I still haven't done yet.
Yeah, same. Are you guys even bothering personally? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I've been up since 2:30, working. So there's some things that have fallen through the cracks today.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I'm gonna spend all night doing this. Are you gonna even bother with purchasing a micro SD card? I am. I'm gonna I'm gonna proxy record some stuff, especially if I travel to somewhere. I'm gonna if I could dual card record, I'll do that. I'm planning on getting this camera too, but shoot short films. What do you think about it? I think as long as you get an image and audio, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think the ZR workflow is not bad. Okay, hang on. That's not. Assume that there's no dummy card that lets you plug in an NVMe. Probably not, but I don't think this is the camera if you need to do that. I don't think this might be the camera you're looking for. Does ZR do?
I'm trying to find you.
I'm like 3/4 of the way down. All right. Can you customize dials for something other than shutter speed and aperture? Heard you can't even use them to change ISO. I'll find that out tonight. Does ZR have open gate? It seems like Sony is bringing that. ZR, from what we understand from Nikon, it is very much on the table. Excuse me, sirs, love your work. Jason, we love your work. We love you, Jason Morris. I think actually everyone immediately said, we love you, Jason Morris. That's actually what happened right after. Hey, our super chat's
just so
on.
You know,
Are you
on the ISO thing?
Yep.
On the ISO thing, there's just like a touch button right in the bottom right corner. So I don't really know if you need a button to do it, because like that's just as fast. I mean, this is just my opinion, but it's like right there.
I also don't change
and it's also
ISO
on the big 12 menu.
I also don't change ISO that often.
Yeah, not when I'm shooting video. On my reds, I do if I want to move the dynamic range a little bit to like preserve a highlight or a shadow, but for the most part, it just stays red at 800.
Are super chats on? Are you answering super chat questions? I am, but Mac has been the only one that super chatted. That's not me telling you that you have to super chat. You could ask questions. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the chat.
He's totally going to just blow right past it without a super chat.
What's the best Sony adapter and Canon adapter for the ZR? It's like the Megadapt. It's the Megadapt.
That one is really good. I heard Viltrox's is really good too.
I did hear that too.
And it's half the price. It's like $99.
I might get a Viltrox one then, because actually no, Viltrox is pretty good because that was an adapter I did use because Chris brought that for me with the ZR. Can you transfer data between cards and camera? I think the Lumix S1 II does it. No, you cannot do that on the ZR. Awesome video. The Pixis 12K. Enjoyed watching it. Thank you. Is there a crop when shooting in 4K? Yeah. There's one. Yes. There is one in 24 frames a second. Yeah. Because when you're shooting R3D, when you lower the resolution, it crops in on the sensor.
And no matter the frame rate, it's just going to window in if you go to a lower resolution.
Yeah. I have the A7S III from the day she came out. She's a beaut. Rely on the ZR as new. Are you planning to shoot any red code RAW? What do you think? I'm shooting exclusively in red code RAW. I don't want to shoot in H.265. You don't buy a Ferrari to park it in the garage.
Some people do.
That's unfortunate. What's going to be the main lens you run on this body? Considering buying a 35 prime, so I could also use. I'm using the Type-Oxymer C's in the Laowa 12 millimeter. When anamorphic support comes to the ZR, I'll probably use my Blazar Remus lenses. And Talbot, do you want to remind everybody what you are going to get?
These little M-mount Voigtlanders are probably going to be my primary lenses to keep the ZR package small, but the power zoom, the 28-135 f4 is an incredible lens, and if I needed something that could do everything in a single camera solution, where I'm not swapping lenses, even though that's a really big lens, I'd probably grab that one.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Nelson,
but it's so expensive.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna go with manual lenses. Nelson, I use my 50R all the time. I've just spent like the Canon C50 videos, truthfully, for I think I only had one video that I took a sponsor for it. It took me 102 hours, I think, to make all 4 videos. I have not shot a lot of photos. Ooh. And that was in 11 days. I think I spent 102 hours making just the C50 videos. But yeah, no, I just haven't shot a lot of photos because I've shot what? I'm pretty sure I've posted 16 videos in 6 weeks, so I haven't done a lot of photography.
You're crazy, Kofi.
Something on my B&H email. Enjoy your stream, guys. Love for Rum Trinidad. Hey, let's go. Does the cage fix the lack of a grip? Abso-friggin-lutely. And I'm going to be so real with you. The complaints about it not having like the biggest grips in the world, I'm like, I'm going to put a cage on this thing anyways. Like most of the things that people don't like about the body, you're putting a $70 cage on it immediately after getting it, just like you do with your other cameras that you want to shoot video with.
This is all I want from a cage designer. I just want an Arca Swiss base plate grip. That's it. I don't even want a cage. I just want the little grip Arca Swiss plate.
For travel, I'll do that. But I think because I wanted to car mount my camera today, and I'm like, oh shoot, I need like another mounting point. But I would have every camera would have needed another mounting point realistically. Yeah. Hang on a second. Recommend 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes. I always find weird, and I learned a lot of stuff from Lumix about getting some of the really high capacity cards, and that might actually.
They often don't work.
They often overheat too, because the way the heat sinks work is that the 4 terabyte runs the same as like 1 or 2 or something. Like it was a really weird techno mumbo jumbo. But anyways, it just means that like the 4 terabytes, it stores a lot, but it also can screw you in a little bit. What do you think?
I know on the Lumix you can't even use it. On the Lumix you can't even use a 4 terabyte.
They are very
when you try to do like.
Go ahead.
I've tried like 3 different 4 terabyte hard drives from Crucial and SanDisk. None of them worked. It said 2 terabyte was the limit.
I think that's also because they have like Lumix has pretty strict standards on like their memory and stuff too, and it's for that reason.
Okay.
What do you think either of you will use the micro SD slot for? Truthfully, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do it the same way I did with the ZR. Sorry, the ZF is I'll leave it in my camera, and it's a sweet Jesus situation where, like, if I don't say I forget my card, I forget to do something, I need a clip really quickly. It's not like I don't need it to be an R3D, but I don't have any memory. I'll just leave it in there, and then every so often I'll format it, or I'll keep proxies on it, proxy recording, and all the other stuff. Has anyone got their email from B&H saying it's shipped? I still haven't got an email. You should get it in the next couple of days. Its image is better than the FX3 for sure. Lucas, be careful. People will try to burn you at the stake for even thinking that. But I agree. If a camera doesn't have a feature, people are going to complain about them. The feature, if they will never use it. OpenGate, cool. I've never had it, so I'll just shoot vertical. Yeah, that's fair. But also to the same point, the ZR has the same sensors as a camera that does have OpenGate, so it can make sense that people are going to probably expect OpenGate, to be fair. Is it difficult to match the ZR R3D RAW with S-Log3? Not really. When I did some of the comparison shots between the ZR and the FX3, it didn't take that long to get them to match up pretty decent.
Good work.
One of the Viltrox lab lenses coming to Nikon. I'm patiently waiting for the... that's a Viltrox question, but I'm sure it's not going to take very long. But only with a fake Nikon Red RAW codec. I lost Lucas where it just... Just got the camera. Strangely resolved. The R3D is showing up as 8-bit, where the ProRes is showing up as 10-bit. That doesn't make sense. Because I did the R3D on... Am I bleeding? What the hell? I scratched myself. That was stupid. That is a weird one, Stefan. Could you edit? Yeah, you can't. So you can't edit R3D on Final Cut Pro. Is that what you were getting at? Brandon.
What?
Can you edit R3D in Final Cut Pro still?
I mean, yeah. Like, you can't.
What's the problem with it?
No. So the ZR's R3D will not work in Final Cut Pro.
Oh.
All the other R3Ds does.
Oh, that's a weird one. I feel like that might be an Apple. Oh, wait, no, because they don't want to pay Apple, right? That's what you said that before.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's what Jeff told me. Jeff was like, I don't think it's going to happen. Well, at first, he was saying, like, it's coming soon. And then when I can't remember how this went down, but I think he was referring to like DaVinci Resolve and other NLAs. But I was like, what about Final Cut Pro? And he's like, I'm not sure if that'll happen because that's an Apple thing. And I'm like, every other red works in Final Cut Pro. Make it happen.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I guess DaVinci Resolve is free technically. You can get the free version, so at least you could do that for a while.
I've got it. I just don't know it, and to like drastically slow down my production rate is gonna suck. Just so I can color grade some footage.
Yeah. The ZR is gonna be your B camera. And there goes Talbot. His internet probably went out. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of move this around. I'll just solo it for a little bit. I'm going to meld through this chat real quick. Felipe, to answer your question, my joystick's not that unpredictable. If I hold on it, it goes a little bit crazy, but I feel like you can adjust things. So what's called Talbot's camera died, so he's going to reheat. He's going to get a new battery and be there in a second. If you want to spend a long time flagship Z9s, you can't shed the heat. Z8 can't shed the heat. Yeah, I've heard the Z8 overheat sometimes. Also, there's a new firmware update from Panasonic that allows Lumix to be controlled for the DJI RS3 and 4 gimbals. Should have been available a long time ago, but nevertheless, I'm happy. Yeah, they did a big update the other day. Can we appreciate that clicky keyboard? Remember to turn off water. I'm going to skip down to the questions here. Have you tried adapting VMAT batteries to the Pixis 12K, or do you just stick to the BPU ones? I haven't done it on the Pixis 12K yet, because I am waiting to get the BPU to V-mount from Tilta. I just don't have one at the moment. And when I upgraded from the Pixis 6K to the Ursa, I sold some of my Pixis accessories, which in retrospect is kind of dumb. But yeah, no, I have not done that. Colton, how fast is a switch from video to stills? Since I work in wedding business, I would be awesome. Let me find out. The boot up time on here is insane. Like, watch this. This is the fastest boot up time out of any Red camera. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I get this focus. That's it. That's how quick it is. But in terms of switching it to photo, let's see here. So we're going to be on here. And then we're just going to go. Takes like that's fast. That takes like a second. I will say the C50 and the R5C don't do it too well. Talbot is back in the building. There we go.
Just a sec, Kof.
All right, never mind. Man, I'm a all brand myself. Yeah, I'm not a Sony or a Blackmagic. I'm a camera user, and whatever camera I need for whatever I want to do, that's where it's going to go. You know what is funny? I'm sure the Nikon ZR has the exact same autofocus as the Nikon Z6 III, Z8, and Z9, the same autofocus that most people didn't care about. Fair point. I'm sure it's going to be more than decent. There we go. You just set a date on it. Midwest, what do I need to set a date on? I'd much rather just watching these two masters. Hey, thanks, man. You can still record 5.3K H.265 on our micro HDMI card, perfect for internal storage solution. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use my cards for. Like, I'm just going to keep it as like a sweet Jesus moment when I don't shoot RAW. And, the red clock is to tell you to set the time in the day. It looks like it's way more important.
Yeah. Hey, so I got cut off right as I was going to answer that guy's question. Can I answer his question real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'd feel bad if I didn't. Is it going to be my B cam? It really depends on the project. I actually just got done shooting the biggest project of my life, and I would have loved to have this camera for that project because we needed like a small POV camera that matched my reds, but I didn't have it. So if it's something outside where it would be easier to have a small camera, yeah, it'll probably be my B camera. But for a lot of things, I think it's going to be the A camera for like content related.
Yeah. The second that thing gets open gate, that's going to like, it's hard because like I use the S1 II almost every day. And the S1R2
Same.
actually, so Janelle's birthday was a couple days ago, and she is the proud owner of my S1 IIe, which was the live stream camera, because she films a lot of comedy shows, and she keeps she'll bug my camera or borrow my camera, I should say. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get you a lens. You could take the S1 IIe, and then that is yours. We never have to fight over which camera is which. And then my sister started a channel, and she's not on the stream, but if I can get she might just take my S9, to be honest with you. I love my S9, but she had a Sony A50-100, but I might get her an S9 and some lights for Christmas.
That's cool.
Before we head out, but yeah. Help, please. I'm a 50-50 shooter. If I have a ZF, should I get the ZR? Because red color seems so good for the Z6 III. It's hybrid. Please help. Abrar, I think you answered your own question. If you already like something about the ZR, what? There's nothing else I can tell you. I feel like you've answered yourself already. Canon R6 III, R6 III, same sensor C50 with open gate. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, I agree, actually, from using it. I think one thing that's going to hold Canon back is going to be that lens mount. It's going to be the lens mount. That's the thing. Talbot, also, your autofocus is either looking for bears or deer because it's hunting.
Sorry. I just need to look at the camera, I guess.
What do you have? Do you have your thing set to max responsiveness and high speed on your autofocus settings?
On the S1R Mark II?
Yeah. Because I noticed that mine goes crazy. Like I didn't on default, it's set to almost the highest responsiveness and speed, which is why people have that little like hunting in the background. It's because it's constantly trying to grab something. And then I changed it down to like slow and locked on, and it was fine. Unless I do like this, and I don't want it to see my eye. But
I'm gonna fix this because I'm just gonna put it on manual focus. Just so you know, I'm using a Sigma art lens, the EF, with an adapter.
Gotcha.
And I know everybody's gonna lose their shit because I said that, but it looks good and it's what I had on hand. So I'm gonna hurry and flip it into manual focus, and dial it in, and then nobody has to worry about it. All right?
All right, perfect. Exotic J, without context, I don't know how to answer you, but if anybody in the chat wants to, that is perfectly fine. Brandon Washington videos got me freaked out. Super expensive gear. Like, we still got stuff like the ZR coming out. VLC, that is why I have a storage unit, and I also have things through rental shops that are super secure. With a storage unit, you need like a passcode. There's multiple cameras. It gets your license plate. And then you have to try to find, like, there's multiple steps. I just spent the money and I got a storage unit to host my gear. So at the end of a shoot, even if I'm exhausted, I will just stop in the storage unit, drop my stuff off, and then leave. And it's like not close.
That's smart.
And it's not close to where I live either. So like it's far enough away that if someone's like trying to follow me home or something like that, like the distance between the two things it doesn't make any sense to try to like guesstimate where it is. Can't wait for the
Smart,
XLC
Kofi.
design cage. I want a cage for the Nikon ZR. I think someone needs to come out with something. There is one ZR cage in all of Canada. That's strange. Nikon has ProRes but won't play for R3D. My R3D plays fine. But if you're talking about on Final Cut, yeah, that's an Apple thing. Apple took Brandon out for the red comments. I don't know if the free version will handle the footage. I feel like I had to get... Oh, you know what, Chris? You might be right. You might have to get the studio version to use RAW. Other way around. What question did I not like? I'm confused. Please, again, we did that. What LUTs would you use to color grade red? RAW? I make my own. Hey man, I sold all the Canon L glass and now I have to buy it all back again for the C50. So I feel you, Kofi. Hey, PL mounts and build a bridge, bro. Oh, it's for the date. Okay, that makes sense. Midwest, when you said you got to put a date on it, I was real confused. I'm like, am I gonna die? What's happening? What's the best micro SD card for the ZR? I think any of them. Like the data rates are so low risk that like I'll just get like a SanDisk, I guess. I don't really have a tier list for micro SD cards. We're almost caught up to the chat. Look at that.
Kofi, you're amazing. I never thought in a million years you could do it, but you have proven me wrong.
Does the S1 II or S5 II work well as a B cam to the Pixis? I think both of them would work pretty decently. What's the link to your sister's channel? We're not doing that today. We are not doing that. Robert, we be careful, Robert. No, I'm just kidding. I'll put it up. I'm gonna have a collab video with her soon, so we'll have that up. That Lumix autofocus looking terrible. Jose, you know what's hilarious about that is that me and Talbot are using the same camera, and the reason why mine doesn't do objects is because it's focused on my eye, so I have to block my eye out, and it's also set to super slow.
Oh, my focus box was in like the bottom corner too.
So what we're learning today is user error.
Yeah, and it was super. It looks like I'm 2 stops under of what I'm supposed to be. Basically, I put it in the most difficult situation with a 10-year-old lens, and I was like, "Good luck, Lumix."
I don't know how to pronounce this, and I don't want to get it wrong because I get mad when people pronounce my name wrong. I have tried 12,800. It looks okay, but it is noisy because it's not the base ISO. I genuinely, in a real way, don't use 25,600 ISO at all, so I would not know. Is the Blazer Remus 33mm still your favorite for the ZR? Talbot, is that for you? Do you love is that your lens? Is that your ting?
I mean, from that set of lenses, it's that or the 50. I love that lens. I don't know if it would be my favorite lens on the ZR. I don't know.
I gotta figure. Yeah, I think one of the things I'm interested about the ZR is that I had the Z6 III and I've used it a bunch for a bunch of things, but nothing significant or super long form. The ZR, I'm like, I have to figure out like what my favorites of everything is now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone's just making wild statements on. Someone's telling me that the Pixis 12K dynamic range isn't there, and I'm like, it's a third of a stop lower than an ARRI Alexa, but okay.
But you don't know, Kofi. I know you own the camera, but you
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Have y'all seen if there's a way to have custom aspect ratio marker on the ZR screen? Ooh, I did not check that. But, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. Long press to the menu. I wonder if you can do it. I will say the only thing that does annoy about Nikon cameras is that some of the menus are really confusing.
Dude, they're so confusing.
Like I genuinely feel like an idiot going through this sometimes.
If Nikon did this, it would change like the game for Nikon. And I hate saying this. Just have Nikon be the photography menu and have red be the video menu. And you're like good to go.
I like that idea. Like there's a custom menu
like an R5C.
Metering and exposure, shooting and display. So I'm assuming that's the one. Shooting speed, maximum burst. No, that's for photo shooting. Okay. View mode and viewfinder, timing, grid type. Yeah, I don't think you get video. Hang on a second. Custom controls, custom lock, limit AF speed. It doesn't look like you have the 3D LUT. Oh.
Yeah, I told you it was in there.
But can I use it as, does it embed it, or can I use it as a viewing?
For photography or
No,
for video?
For video.
No, it's not embedded.
Oh yeah, because they're shooting in RAW. Okay, so that wasn't there before.
Really?
Yeah, originally, like you had to, like you could only use like a random viewing assist. Like I couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, you turn on View Assist, and then you go into the 3D LUT, and then you can select. The one that's on there is the red LUT that Phil Holland created. It's just like the cube LUT that he made for red. So that's already in there.
Oh, okay, cool. That makes me feel way better. I was using a stupid View Assist before, and I'm like, this doesn't look that good. I don't know if it's gonna fix anything.
Yeah, but still, I need peaking.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I bet you it's in there, Kofi, because I remember using peaking on this camera with View Assist. So I got to hit up Jeff and figure out where it is, but it's got to be in here.
It's in H.265. It's not in
R3D. I understand that, but it has to be in R3D because that's all I used when I shot my video, and I had peaking. It's all I used was R3D.
Did you turn the LUT off?
The other stuff
with the LUT on?
Huh?
With the LUT on?
Yes, with the LUT on, the View Assist on.
Huh.
So it wasn't like log footage that I was looking at with peaking. It has to be in there. I'll hit up Jeff. Yeah. I doubt Jeff will get back to me anytime soon because he's probably busy as shit right now. But I'll ask him.
Yeah, he's probably answering a bunch of other creators being like, "Hey Jeff, can I get that Nikon ZR?" Okay, so we're gonna keep. Oh, you know what? Hope you all have a great week. Got to pick up the wifey. Have fun. Congrats on the new ZR brand and Kofi. Hey, shout out to Mac Chaudhry. He is the channel sponsor of everyone that's on live streams. And bro, I don't know how much money this man has, but like I have a channel memberships, and I specifically like I have my lighting breakdowns that I think I'm gonna make members only videos, and I think I'm making them specifically to like pay Mac back because I don't think that I could amount to how much money he's just like in like minimum 50. Maybe up to 100. So I'm like, you know what? These lighting breakdowns, I'm done 3 of them. I'm going to put them back up, but these are members only just so Mac can have them to himself. This is personal content for Mac. That's what that is.
That's awesome. Yes, Mac gives way too much. I'm okay. Well, but maybe other people need it, but I'm just saying Mac is extremely kind.
Yeah, no, it's one of the goats. How's it? You know what I haven't seen in the live stream in a long time? Where's Giovanni? We haven't seen Giovanni in a while, and you'll know.
Who's Giovanni?
You'll know. He makes it to every single stream ever. But yeah, how's the battery life? I think it's pretty long actually. Like it took me 2.5 hours to get through the first one when we were shooting at the gym, shooting in R3D the whole time.
Yeah, it's really good. I was really impressed with the battery life.
I do have a genuine question for the chat though, because we're all here. Everybody that's asking about SSD recording, do we want SSD recording because it's easy to offload footage, or do we want SSD recording because we think it's going to fix overheating? Because the SSD recording thing, is the most common question in the last like 6 months, but like the last 2 years, it like almost never, it was never a priority for a lot of people, I don't think, unless you're using like a Blackmagic Pocket 4K where like you kind of like recording an SSD made the most amount of sense. But it's the first time I've heard this many people like want SSD recording really bad, and I've never thought about it. I want SSD recording because it's so much cheaper. Is it?
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
How much is
SSDs are hella cheap, bro.
Well, how much is a Samsung like T7?
Like $189 for like 2 terabytes.
Let me see this real quick. Like how much a 1 terabyte Samsung SSD? It's like that's 2 terabytes. Like what's a 1 terabyte? It's okay, so 1 terabyte, yeah, 1 terabyte is 189 Canadian, which is about like $130 American. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That is cheap. That is a lot cheaper than buying multiple SD cards or multiple CF Express Type Bs. Okay, that's different. SSD is cheaper than memory cards. Yeah, I guess so. By terabyte, yes. I only have SSDs at this point. I didn't realize this many people shot directly to SSDs, to be honest with you.
I would probably do it. I just get so frustrated with the workflow. Yeah. It's just like another thing that I kind of have to like. I know you're doing kind of the same thing because it's like card, camera. I don't know. It's just. And the size, it means that now I have to rig something to my camera.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the bigger part of it. I just like the fact that it's like in the camera and it's easy and it's out of the way.
I feel like because I've been on the Sony FX line, which doesn't have SSD recording unless you go through the Atomos Ninja, I've never thought about doing it.
Yeah.
And like whenever I use my Atomos Ninja to record, I'm recording ProRes RAW, but that was like 15% of the time. And then up until a couple weeks ago, you couldn't even read ProRes RAW on DaVinci Resolve to begin with. So I'm like, I just kind of did it less and less until I stopped doing it. Hey, let's go. Christian just got a notification that my Nikon ZR shipped. Let's go. Amir, we've answered this already. You've put it in there 4 times. We're not going to tell you how to spend your money. The best thing you can do on YouTube is you can watch videos for the information and then make your own criteria of decisions. And then if it checks those out, then you can use it. Or you can buy it, I should say. But you don't even have to transfer files to your computer. You can work right off the SSD. You are correct. I think one of the things that might turn people off, though, is that you need an extra thing to mount your camera onto. So, like, if I do want to just take this guy with me, I now have to find a place to put the SSD on it, which I think is where that might turn off some people.
I will also say that there are probably a bunch of things, not a few things. There are probably a bunch of things that I'm doing that aren't very efficient when you look at it, and I would be the first to admit that I could probably improve some of my efficiency along the way with all these different little things. But I'm also old, and I just find the things that work for me, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep doing that thing.
Yeah.
And just having a card go into the camera makes sense to me. I put it on my computer and store it to an SSD, and then my backup, and then backplace that. Like, I'm going to have to move those files at some point anyway, so I'm just going to do it right off the bat.
Yeah, I use my cards. Also, I don't have a problem with the battery door where the card is.
Me neither. All my Leicas kind of have that.
Don't know when that became an issue. And I only say that because, like, I have a Tilta cage and the S1R2 is on it right now, but it has a little plate where the plate goes horizontal instead of vertical, right? And then it sits on top of the base plate. If I need the battery to come out, I just click the one side and just move it over to one side, lock it in, and take the battery out. Also, my X100V, my S9 all have the battery door. And, like, tripods are side-loaded now. So you load in a tripod this way. So if I need to take the battery out, I just pop it open, take the card out, and I change it and I can bring a new one in. And to be honest, if I have a 1 terabyte card, I'm not changing it that often that it takes that much more time on set, if I'm going to be honest with you. I got an FX30 worth the change. If you like the camera, then I'm not going to sit here and tell you otherwise. It's true that you can get 2 terabytes for close to $100. That's fair. So yeah, a lot of people do like the SSD. Since I got the 1 terabyte CFast for my Blackmagic 6A Pro, the T7 4 terabyte SSD is a backup now. That's smart. I totally get you are old, and I am old too. Are you guys just having a little conversation?
A what conversation?
An conversation.
Oh, Yeah, Kofi, we are that old, and someday you'll get there too.
I will be. I will be. I'm already an uncle now, but more in spirit than I am in birth certificate numbers.
You're gonna have that gray Uncle Kofi beard, and then you really will.
It's already there.
Uncle
Look.
Kofi. You're gonna basically be that LeBron character that he plays.
Look at that. Look at
the Grandpa LeBron.
I got them hairs. Look at that. Look at that. Like I was born with gray hair, so like that actually doesn't change a whole lot. Dumb question for you. First of all, guys, you can keep like now that the chat's caught up, you guys can keep asking questions now. Just don't ask what camera you should buy without any context, because there's no way of answering that. I
refuse to answer it.
Can I plug in my computer directly into the camera to download stuff off the card?
I think that would be the same functionality as SSD recording, and the port is data. The port can support data, so maybe at some point you can do this.
I'm just gonna try doing it now.
I just don't know if your computer. All right, I'll do it with you, Kofi. Let's see what happens.
So you're gonna win because I just realized I ran out of USB ports. I have both my hard drives plugged in. Damn it.
Okay, well, I will try it, and we'll see what happens. I bet. Oh, it popped right up. Yeah. Okay. Media import. Yeah. So
Phil,
it just
you can do it.
Pulled up Final Cut. It pulled up Final Cut Pro, and it shows the ZR, but it's not pulling up any of the footage.
Sounds like you need DaVinci Resolve in your life, my boy.
Everybody keeps telling me this.
Sounds like you need a little bit of that the DaVinci in your life, my boy.
Not gonna do it.
You can just do it. It's not like you only have to pay for it once. Talbot, I might.
Kofi, I already have it. It's not even a. I have it.
So you have so you have the tin that can fix your problem. See, no. Uncle Kofi is going to teach you the Ghanaian language of the day. So today, what we'll call what Talbot is doing is called kwasiyesem. So you're trying to tell me.
Spell it. Say it in Spanish.
So you're trying to tell me that you have the solution to your problem, but you continue to do the other thing. And you want to tell me, the red does not work on Final Cut, but you have DaVinci. So you call that kwasiyesem. So when you see people acting like this one, kwasiyesem.
I felt like I was back in South Africa. That was amazing.
Oh shit.
Wait,
so you have Resolve? Hang on, I'm not letting this one slide. You have Resolve?
Yes, but as you said, it fixes one problem, but it creates a new problem, which is now I have to learn an entire new software.
That's you know what?
I'm telling you, I'm really freaking efficient in Final Cut Pro now. Like the loss in production speed would be cataclysmic.
You hear this guy? You want to inconvenience yourself because you're afraid of change.
What? No, it's
receive
not.
Change. Receive. You have to receive.
The thing.
Don't choose collect.
It's faster for me to literally just put it in Red CineX, transcode it, and go back to Final Cut Pro than it is to try to learn DaVinci Resolve. I watch you guys with all your stupid effing nodes everywhere. That gives my obsessive compulsive disorder like hives.
I can imagine you opening up Resolve and then like making one note and then just eyes burst out of your face.
Why does it have 7 pages? It doesn't have 7 pages.
It's honestly it's so much easier than you think. When you get it, it's so much easier than you think.
Oh my gosh, my wife is upstairs. Like
he's scratching himself too. You see him? He's scratching himself.
I'm like starting to itch.
Just thinking about using Resolve is causing the reaction. That's wild. Hold up. There's a couple more questions. Tomas, will the amount of data affect the editing process when I need the proxies when working with our code footage? It depends on your computer. Like I find on like the M1 computers, I was able to read Raptor R3D. So I haven't had a problem with the ZR at all. Letta Mendy, any new updates since the ZR was announced? No. I'm sure it will be in a couple of weeks or months. This one's for me. How do you think the ZR could cut together with the Pixel 6K 12K? I love the idea of the ZR for personal content, quick run and gun content sessions for clients at Bcam. Actually, mostly fitness. Joey, I think you're going to be okay because when working with 2 RAW codecs, you have a lot more flexibility to make things look fairly similar. And I got like the ZR to the FX3 to look pretty close, so I think you'll be okay. I will say though that Pixis, that's a great camera.
Aren't we spoiled?
We are.
It's crazy how good cameras are right now and how much fun they've gotten.
Remember like the A6300 from Sony? That was in 2017. That wasn't even 10 years ago.
Bro, I wasn't shooting back then.
So imagine this. This camera was
new to this.
So the camera was $1,650, I think, at the time. The A6500, $1,650. It shot APS-C, 8-bit. S-Log was there, but it didn't work very well. You had to shoot an HLG.
Okay.
The camera was a little tiny. If you shot in 4K, the camera overheated almost immediately. And you had 120, but like the autofocus was bunk. Like it was not good. And that was $650 in like 2000. I would have said I would have bought that camera in like 2019. That was like 6 years ago. That wasn't even.
That's
now
crazy.
You're holding a $2,000 camera that could shoot the same codec, like the same log profile, and close to the resolution of a camera that was like 30 grand like 5 years ago. We're spoiled.
Yeah. I'm really excited to compare this to the Monstro. I know the Monstro on an image quality basis is probably gonna wipe the floor with this thing, but I bet you there are some like in the studio. In the studio, it would be hard to tell, but once I take it outside, it's going to be more apparent.
That's what we're doing with the Raptor and the KX this week. Is we're going to see like how close they are. Like, so we're doing like 4 different like levels.
Oh, so you're doing this without me? This was the video we talked about doing together, Kofi.
No, KX Pixis 12K. But also, you just said you're doing the Komodo X versus the ZR anyway, so you're doing the one without me.
No. But no, with that, I have the Monster. We were talking about doing it with like the Raptor and stuff. We're gonna do
true.
The big
Can you get here on Friday?
Yeah.
Can you just fly here on Friday?
No, Kofi, I can't. I'm visiting. Well, one of us has to be a good friend to Brandon Washington. I
literally have a commercial the next day, and I can't afford.
Yeah, well, I'm still going.
I can't afford to pay to go to Texas and then not work.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Because I'm a really good friend.
Yeah, and domestic flights are probably way cheaper.
I had to use miles, all right?
Your dollar, you don't need an exchange rate to go to Texas from where you are. Everything becomes 40%.
I still have to pay for the hotel, though.
Yeah, at least it's your same dollar amount. Everything is 40% more expensive when I go there.
Yeah, that's true. You should just live here. But don't move to the U.S.
Okay, me move to the U.S. You know what? I barely like the backseat of my own car. I'm not trying to get stuck into a van. So no, thank you. I'll come and visit. I'll come and say hi to you guys. Yeah. But I'm not trying to say I want to live there because clearly they don't like that, and I don't want to contribute to things they don't like.
Yep, I get that.
Ryan has a question.
They probably don't have a van big enough for you anyway.
I'm too big to kidnap. That's what my siblings used to tell me.
Just let that one go.
When shooting raw photography, are Sony, Nikon, Lumix colors important to you? I have the A7R4, and I'm really not liking the skin tones, and I have a hard time fixing them. With modern cameras, no. With some of the stuff, like maybe some of the older stuff, maybe. But nope, that's a lie. Hang on, I'm gonna back that up. Fuji looks amazing in photography. There we go. That I almost completely forgot about that. Nah, Depends on what camera it is. I know Sony. I'm like Sony and Lumix. I'm like, oh, photos look nice. Nikon's look really, really nice. I am very partial to how Fuji looks in photography. Holy shit, there are so many chats. We got off track for 2 minutes. But yeah, no, are raw photo colors out of camera important to you? So you shoot Leica too.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Just because it like, if I can get a certain look out of the camera, that's great. It's less work for me. Like, there are certain colors, there are certain color combinations that I like. I like to kind of push everything a little cooler and a little green on the tint. That's just my vibe. So if I've got if I shot Canon and things are coming out more magenta and a little warmer, sometimes it looks really good, but for the most part, it comes down to now I'm spending more time doing this thing. The M11P kind of pushes magenta, but for the most part, I really like the color that comes out of the camera. The S1R Mark II has phenomenal colors. The SL2S, though, from Leica is probably my favorite camera when it comes to color. There is just something about the vibrancy, the saturation, the way things kind of lean that I almost don't have to do anything to that image, and I'm like, that looks almost like a movie, just like right out of the camera.
I only knew what that life was like for a couple months. What
do you mean?
When I borrowed your Q2.
Oh, yeah. That camera's got I really like those colors. They're interesting. They do some weird stuff. They're like a little desaturated. But the Q2 is a kick-ass camera. But dude, you got a GFX 50R. Like, that camera is a beast.
It's amazing. The only reason why I got the X106 is that the GFX, I legitimately can't bring some places. Like, if I go to a concert,
it's a big boy.
If I bring it to if I go to a concert, so the way that you work at concerts is like, if your camera can't have an interchangeable lens, like that's the barometer for it. I'm like, cool, X106, still 40 megapixels. I can get great stuff out of that.
Sure.
Hang on a second. I think vintage lenses like the old Vivitar, Super Takumars, Helios are gonna be my go-to lens for the ZR. The character from those lenses, actually, that's a pretty good combo because the sensor's modern and it's sharper, but vintage lenses will kind of give you put you in the middle. Yeah, everyone's saying the more you tinker, man, you're gonna learn how to use Resolve.
Yeah, I found out that Film Convert Nitrate is offered for it, and that was honestly kind of like a big, I'll probably dive into it. It's just, as you can attest to, when something like this happens and you've got to pump out content like crazy, like because of this project that I'm shooting, now the ZR is out. I mean, I'm having to make like 8 videos in probably 2 weeks, which is an exceedingly high amount for me.
Yeah.
That is not the point in time where I can start to try to learn Resolve. It's going to be at the end of the year when things start to slow down. That's when I'll like put in the time and the effort.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like this quarter is like hey, just get it done now. January you'll be dead. Mm-hmm. You could kind of take your time to do things after that. Even all the BTS videos from all the projects that like I have shot, I'm gonna wait till the new year. I was talking about that today. I was like, oh, I should probably like throw the BTS videos in for like as things are going. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna have time. And also like at this time of the year, no one's gonna care. So I'm just gonna wait till January and then like I could sit down and like chill out and talk about the BTS on stuff. Because the BTS stuff is like, yes, it's useful, but sometimes when I'm talking about it, I feel more like I'm stroking my own ego than I am giving anything back to the people. Because I'm just telling you how cool I am.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So first guest confirmed on Friday podcast. What's on Friday? Oh, Talbot, I don't think you're supposed to tell people what you were doing.
Huh?
I don't think you're supposed to tell people. I think we might have given away where you're going to be on Friday.
Oh. I didn't know it was a hush-hush thing. No, nobody told me.
Now we're here.
I could have sworn. Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't know it was a secret. My bad.
That is what it is.
And I'm not that cool anyway, so it really isn't that special.
Oh yeah, so hang on a second. I'm gonna just skip over anything that I asked about them. Don't move here. I will not be moving there. When I ask how low light is, put it into comparison to the A7 IV because the low light is great. Also, Kofi, thanks for all the fire content last week and a half. You've been cooking. Hey, thank you, man. I have been cooking. But now I have burnt myself. I have a grease burn somewhere on my body. Unpopular opinion, I think cameras have enough dynamic range now. Super high dynamic range is proving to be detrimental for most shooters since most don't do good tone mapping in the grade. Everything looks so flat. I don't mind having
Pump that contrast slider.
Yeah, I don't mind having as much dynamic range as there is. I could see like after 12.8 or 12.5 or like 13, I'm like, I stop. After 12.5, I kind of stop caring every next step of dynamic range we get because I'm like, cool, just be in better environments and light better at that point. But yeah, if you're gonna give me like 13.5, I'm not going to complain about it. But I just care less. The diminishing returns happens to me after like 12.5. What's your take on R3D color signs versus Canon log versus S log 3? R3D is probably the better of the three. If we're talking about Canon RAW or Canon's RC log 2 and S log 3, it kind of depends the cameras you're putting up against each other. I could personally say like the C50 for me, I'm like, it's hard when you're like, I'm looking at it and I'm trying to make concessions for that FX3 doing the C50 videos. And I'm like, I can't because I have eyes. And the C log 2 coming out of the C50 looks better than the S log 3 coming out of the FX3. But also you could change what camera that is and instantly that conversation becomes different. So
it is subjective to a point too.
Yeah.
You know, you like what you like, and you know, somebody that likes the Venice look likes the Venice look. I mean, as you said, like in your video, you're like, both of these are really good. One just took a little longer to get there.
Yeah. And some people interpreted that as me saying that Sony FX3 is trash. And I'm like, I can't help you, man. At that point, I can't help you.
You're like, I don't know what to tell you anymore.
Also, like, and I'm just curious because someone just wrote this and I'm really confused because some people like to make a mountain out of a molehill. Anyone that saw my Pixis 12K video, it was fairly evident that I said Blackmagic gave me the camera, right? That wasn't a secret.
Blackmagic gave you the camera?
Yeah. Someone was like, well, did you get it for free? I'm like, what did I say in the first 60 seconds where I'm like, hey, just so we're on the same page here, I didn't pay for this. I don't know. It was an interesting one. And I was like, this is super weird.
Kofi, you deserved it. And Blackmagic knows they can leverage the shit out of you marketing-wise. So everybody wins, except for the people that didn't get it for free and are angry about it.
Make 605
Make
videos.
a channel.
Make 600 videos in 3 years.
Yep, make a channel.
Can you please upload a video comparing the R3D RAW with Blackmagic 6K RAW? Do I? Yeah, I can actually. Yeah, Pixis and the Pixis 6K and the ZR actually, surprisingly, might actually be somewhat of a decent market comparable because they're both around the same price. Like that one, I don't feel uncomfortable doing. What I don't like doing is like cameras that are like far in price and far in use case as well.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, yeah, of course the $5,000 camera is going to look better than the $2,000 camera, and if it does any different, then it's like, you know, yeah, water is wet. But yeah, okay, I could do that.
I got some really strange requests. Like it's interesting when you're like, hey, what videos would you like me to shoot? And they ask you to compare features that are within the ZR, so you can. What's super strange is when they start asking you to compare it to specific cameras, and you're like, why didn't you ask me if I had this camera? Like some people are like, compare it to a helium. I'm like, holy shit! Like you want me to find a helium to compare this to?
You know what?
Compare it to a ZVE1. I was like, I don't have that camera. I can't do it unless you want to send me the camera or the money to rent the camera. Like I can't just start grabbing cameras out of the ether because I got them all.
I'll be fair. I think most people don't know how like access to stuff works on YouTube, and like for as much as we have access to, how little we have access to at the same time. Where like if someone's like, hey, compare this to a C400, I'm like, I can't just shake the C400 tree and a camera's gonna come out. But like at the same time though, I put an Instagram story up about the C50 and Canon called me the next day and said, hey, come by the office and pick it up. So like, you know what I mean? Like there's such a weird like dichotomy of those two things. Even like a red camera, for example, or like renting out like, oh, I want to compare this to like X, Y, and Z camera. I'm like, I pay to rent those things. So like when I have to do the C50 versus the FX3, I don't have an FX3 currently, so I have to rent that from the rental shop, and they rent out like for $200 a day, and I got to have that for 2 weeks and go into the hole trying to get this video done to post it for free with no sponsors, which I don't have a problem with doing. But
I having a much smaller following than you, and this is my first year doing this. I'm super surprised that I have an S1R Mark II that Sean gave me as a loaner. So he didn't give it to me, but he was like, hey, borrow this for a while, make cool shit with it. This is the first thing I've officially been given as a YouTuber in this space. The Snap Mighty.
And they're really nice, and they're really good.
I have my issues with it, but I will save that for a later time. But just like you, because I don't have the following, there is no tree, there is no put it out on Instagram and somebody will reach out to me and I have to pay for all the rental stuff myself. Yeah. Like somebody got angry and they were like, why did you guys get your ZRs first? I'm like, dude, I literally walked into the camera shop when it opened and they were like, it'll be here in an hour. And then I drove home and went right back. I was texting you.
Yeah, we were
right back. And
I was driving to the Nikon off. Also, in Canada, they're in stock. So, like, if anyone asks me why, I technically, literally, I didn't get mine before anybody else. They're just in stock at camera stores now. We don't do
that's awesome.
I think our pre-order volume versus the United States, like proportionally, is not the same thing. So, like, if you want to drive to Toronto, you could probably go to Vistec, pick one up, and then head back home. I will say though, if I check right now, I'm sure they're sold out now.
I love that channel.
Vistec?
Yeah, I love that channel.
You're one of the few people that actually watch it, because it's a physical store that I see all the time. I never watch it.
That guy is just his demeanor. I like his demeanor, and he's very level-headed. He just seems like just a super nice dude, and he does cool stuff. When he tests cameras, he really tests them, and
they're good at that.
Yeah, I really like Vistec. I think they're cool.
So right now, the ZR is in stock in 3 different locations, 2 locations in Canada. But also, I think it literally says in big letters, hey, limited stock. So figure it out, limited stock, which means I'm sure we got a big push. And then when those are gone, you'll see another batch in January.
Then you're done for.
I think a comparison between the A7C2 ZV-E1 and the S5 those are mainstream priced cameras in a similar feature set. King Sam, I can tell you this comfortably, and keep in mind, I'll say it again, I do paid events for Sony, and I do a lot of stuff for Sony. Putting the ZV-E1 beside the ZR would be entirely unfair to Sony as a company, because I can't think of, outside of not cropped 4K 120 and H.265 maybe being a little bit sharper, I couldn't give you a conceivable reason why I would get the ZV-E1 over the ZR. And I mean that genuinely. There's every single thing that you have gripes with on the ZV-E1 are fixed on the ZR, and they cost exactly the same. Even you could even buy the ZR, adapt it, and then use all the lenses from the ZV-E1.
Yeah, that is one camera that a few people asked me to compare it to, and I was just like, if I can find one, if somebody's willing to let me borrow theirs, sure, but it doesn't seem like a... I mean, I guess if you had the ZV-E1 and you're wondering about upgrading, but it just doesn't seem like a very fair comparison if you were looking at buying one of the two.
Yeah.
That's the camera you're moving into. The ZV-E1 just doesn't even seem like... I would just put that away, and I would just go for the ZR if that's what you're thinking. But I'm not telling you what to buy because I don't want to be blamed for it later.
I hate that there's an eggshell walking around having an opinion. It sucks. But yeah, no. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I wouldn't feel. I haven't seen anybody show the gap in the ZR about images. Here's the thing: being exactly the same, even if the image was exactly the same, I would still say the Nikon ZR because there's three things that the CVE1 can't do. One, it overheats like crazy. I've had one before. Like the susceptibility to overheating is not great. If you guys didn't like the S1R2 and the S12 overheating, then you're gonna have a terrible time with the ZVE1 in some situations. I compare the ZVE1 also the same sensor as the FX3, and if the FX3 doesn't look necessarily as good as the ZR at their highest possible codecs, and that's just it's gonna be the exact same thing on the ZVE1. And then all of the ergonomic things, right? So having a better memory source, having two memory sources, a larger screen, 32-bit float internal. It's not even an image quality thing at that point, and it would have been probably more holistic if they were different prices, but they cost the same. So that's kind of where like that argument comes into play, is they both are the same price, and which would mean as a decision-making tool, it only need two features costing the same thing to make one a better decision. It's like winning by two. Yeah. You still won, but it does more than that. So. FX30 and ZR, totally different cameras, and truthfully, again, this is not a ZVE1 situation because I think there's a lot of use cases for the FX30 in terms of its dual card recording to CFAs, but the ZR costs more, I think. So they're different cameras and one costs more. The only reason why the ZVE1 and the ZR become comparable is because they cost exactly the same, and they almost look the same.
That's true.
Hang on a second. A big part of my workflow in the camera is camera info over HDMI, something Sony doesn't do very well. I'd love to see how Nikon's handling that in a future video. You can display. So I know what you mean. So if you guys don't know this, if you plug in the HDMI info display on your Sony cameras and you do it through a monitor, it turns it off on the monitor itself, which means if I want to touch to track autofocus, it doesn't work anymore.
Weird.
The ZR, I think you get both. Same with the Canon C50. The C50 and the ZR, both you can display on the camera and on a monitor.
No clue.
Also, somehow we kept 100 people here for like almost 2 hours.
Are you serious?
It's 91 people in the chat.
Wow.
Which is wild to me.
Nice work, people. Nice work.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Wait a second. We have been going for 2.5 hours. Holy shit.
2 hours. 2 hours on the dot. No, we started at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
6:30. It's 8:30 now. We'll give it like 10 more minutes because I haven't eaten a post-workout meal yet. I also want to consume more water, and I also want to customize the ZR menu because I have not done that. Like when I turned this thing on, this was me pulling it off of the charge because I just got it. And it had dead batteries. So I am going to fix everything later on.
Just so you know, people, it takes a while to charge this battery. It lasts a long time, but it takes a while to fully charge the battery. According to Nikon in the white paper, 2.5 hours.
That's a long time to charge a battery. But then again, if it's easy, you know what I think is going to happen? The second accessory companies start making things for the ZR, I feel like the conversation's different because like the little small rig, what's that little thing? And it's not even a friggin' cage. It's just like a little plate with a V mount on the back. If I could charge via USB-C, I'll just put one onto there, and then I don't have to worry about it. And then I'll just run V mounts all the time, and it'll always keep my battery charged.
Yeah, you could do that.
Also, are you a City Back guy?
Nope. I know what it is, and Caleb might be my third or second favorite person on planet Earth. Love Caleb. But it's just one, I don't have any of the cameras that would require sitting back, and again, I really don't like to rig my cameras up. I want to keep them as minimal as I possibly can, and I think part of that is I've never really been on production where you need lots of power and you need distro and things like that. So I think the fact that I just make content and like when I did this big production just barely, I didn't rig my cameras at all. I barely took audio. I barely got audio. I just V-mount, shoot. And that was great for me.
Huh. I'm good at so I was talking to Caleb a bit about it, and I think he's working on a ZR Cineback. And I feel like that I probably have like a basic cage and then just switch them out. Like, because you could just take it out. Like, you could just slot the camera right out if you need to.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I want from a camera company. And I've been saying this for probably 3 or 4 years. We just talked about that little Snap Mighty. I think in a lot of situations it's awesome. But really, camera manufacturers just need to make the big vertical grip, like the battery grip, but then just make it one giant freaking battery. Let's stop pussyfooting around and putting one battery in there, or maybe 2 if you're Blackmagic or Fuji. Just make it one giant effing battery, and we've solved everybody's problems. We don't have to run cables to our freaking cameras,
or buy separate batteries to put in the battery grip.
Yes, it's freaking driving me bananas.
Actually, no, I feel that. No, but that makes sense. No, but it is really annoying because then you get the grip, and the grip might be like $400, and you're like, okay, cool, I got the grip. You're like, no, but you have to buy batteries too. I'm like, no, but I bought the battery grip. Why do I have to buy the batteries for the battery grip? It's like, yeah, so you put your batteries in them. So why is it $400?
And you get one battery. Like, if I'm gonna carry all this freaking extra weight in space, I better get like 6 extra batteries worth of juice out of this thing.
Yeah, that's annoying. You're right. That is annoying. I don't know if I'd use a battery grip on this guy because I don't want it to be tall. I like this. I like this little form factor. This is really nice.
For sure.
It's like it's a little guy.
But if somebody made a battery grip that was maybe, let's say, this much taller, and they're like, it's just a giant battery, I'm like, oh, so I could shoot for like 3 full days on this thing? Yes. Yeah. Give it to me. Let's do this.
Hang on a sec. I'm gonna rip through some of the chat, and then we'll see if I'm ready to get off here because I am hungry. Is the ZR small enough? I
just really need to use the restroom.
Fair enough. We also could just do more streams during the week. We could do more. You know what we should do is that after a little while of getting footage, we can do like a color grade stream.
I gotta be honest. That doesn't interest me at all.
I will do a color grade stream. You know what? I will do that. I will, because people are like, I want to know how to grade R3D, and I'm like, oh well, I'll just get Talbot to do it and with me. And he said,
Kofi. No. Here's the deal. People ask me how I color grade all the time, and I say this every single time because it's true. I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. I apply film convert nitrate, and I'm very upfront about this. And then I literally move sliders around until I'm like, oh, that looks good. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no grade. There's no science behind it. It's just some dumbass pushing sliders until he thinks it looks good. That would be so boring. They'd be like, why do you do that? I don't know, because I like the color of my skin that way. That's where it would end.
That's hilarious. I mean, to be fair, yeah, that's fair. I respect it. I use the same LUT over and over again, and then I just face transform and tweak. So
that you should have Cam, because Cam knows all the fancy jargon for like all the color grading. They'd be, Brandon, what did you do? I don't know. There was a red. I took the reds down.
I got rid of the reds. I made the greens blue. That's what I did. ZR versus XH2S, 2 different cameras entirely, 2 different years. I use Cineback exclusively on the A7S. I use it a lot on the FX3. Wait, I just bought the S12E for video. Should I get a ZR instead? No. Zeke, if you're happy with your camera,
do it.
Don't listen to Talbot, guys. If you are, again, this is like the whole conundrum with YouTube. Is like, yes, we have like access to cameras. We get excited about stuff. Your camera is not bad because the ZR came out, and I'm sure you're gonna have a great time. In fact, my girlfriend's birthday was last week, and I got her an S12E and a 20-60. So it's a great camera. You're gonna have fun.
She's freaking tickled.
She hasn't even opened that thing yet. I'm like, you stole my S9 multiple times, but I get you a camera, and I haven't seen you turn that thing on once. I'm just checking if you can hear me. What's a good
I'm giving
alternative?
my wife my S5 too. She's gonna start doing YouTube, which I'm pumped about.
Let's go.
It's about time. But yeah,
My
I'm just gonna
mom's
give her the
starting YouTube
S5
next year.
too. Dude, that's awesome.
She's starting a finance channel. She works at a bank for like 30 years, and I'm like, you're gonna make so
She
much
totally
more money
should.
than me. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready
She's
to
in the
see
niche.
my mom waltz into YouTube and make way more money than me, like off rip. But it's gonna happen.
She's gonna have 300 followers and she's gonna make 6 figures.
I'm cooked. Like every time she talks about it, and like there's an office in our house for her to start YouTube in. There's not like when you walk in the house,
That's
it's
so
like there's an
cool.
office right there. And she's like, when I retire, I'm gonna put that tripod right there, and I'm gonna start doing this YouTube thing. And I'm like, can we collab post a couple times? Like, just like a couple.
That's awesome. I'm totally gonna follow her.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. My parents have now fully transitioned to being social media parents, which is hilarious because like they're not necessarily like it's the same as being like parents that are strict on being a doctor, lawyer, engineer, but just swap that out for YouTube. It's super strange. What's a good alternative?
That's really cool.
For SSD storage if my Mac has 1 terabyte of storage for the Nikon ZR? Cloud storage, I guess. Like you can only store you either store it on an SSD or you store it on a cloud or a NAS. I'm not sure if I got that question wrong.
Yeah, I'm also looking at it, and what's a good? Yeah. Oh, I think what he's asking is like because he can't dump all of that footage onto his M3 Max because it's only 1 terabyte, and maybe the card he has is like pretty big. So either getting another SSD, like a 4 terabyte SSD, which you can get for pretty cheap nowadays, or because he's looking for a way to like work that footage without having to dump everything on his M3 Max. So yeah, I would just get another SSD and then work off of that.
Yeah, that's your cheapest way to do it. And like Black Friday's what, a month
Probably
away?
your. Yeah, I mean, I literally just bought another 4 terabyte hard drive and SSD, and I think it cost me like $249
Oh wow!
during Prime Day deals. Yeah,
I'm gonna wait for Black Friday. I'm gonna pick up a couple SSDs, and I gotta get a couple more drives for my my Ugreen before it fills up.
all right.
Let me see if I'm going to go through a couple of the last questions before I leave. Oh, let's go. We're getting that Laowa 12 mil soon. I just got the email.
I loved how you bitched and complained about not having the access.
I didn't. I said that there's an assumption that we have access to every single camera that exists. I only leverage the ones that I know I have. Like I'll never get a red camera from somebody ever.
2 hours ago, you're like, I think I might try this Laowa, and you get a text. We'll send you one. You're like,
well, they didn't say they'll send me one, but they did say we do have one, and I don't know if that means the same thing.
Yeah, we know what that means.
I'm playing.
Stop trying to dance around it.
I'm playing. I mean, Talbot, I'm sure if you asked Laowa,
Hey, Tribe 7. I've been dying to try some Blackwings.
So hang on a second. No. There's a story behind this. There's a story behind Tribe 7s. So this time last year, when the Pixel started shipping, Tribe 7 reached out to me, Ryan Cow, I think Brittany Janae, and I think Brady. And they were like super gung-ho about doing this thing about like loaning out their Blackwing 7s because they wanted us to shoot some stuff with it. We were all down. We all had like lined up projects, sent pitch decks, nothing. It just went dead silent. And we've never heard from them again. And I think they realized that we don't care about you guys. Which I'm okay with.
It's funny. It's funny because I had a similar situation. For whatever reason, Tribe has been following me. They comment on a lot of my stuff. They're super active on my, like in my DMs. And they're like, dude, we would love to like get you a set. I'm like, guys, I cannot afford these lenses. And they're like, well, maybe we could send you some to try. And then this project lands in my lap. And I'm like, hey, Tribe, if you were ever going to lend me some, this is the project for it. And just tumbleweeds.
Yeah, it makes me sad that like the time of which you have a collaboration kind of pending and like a project is coming up and you're like, oh, this is the perfect timing. Like this is happening. It is next month. They're like, actually, no, we don't like you anymore. Actually, we don't like your vibe. anymore, actually. So no. And you're like, oh, that sucks. But then like you do what normal people like you like that. It's like it's like a humbling experience. Like you have to do things like regular people because everyone else does this, and you don't and they don't just send an email and then a thing gets dropped off at your house. So you can't have everything, and you can't be upset when you don't. I
tried them, and I can't name the others. I tried like 3 other different cinema lenses, and I got nowhere. And I ended up shooting the whole thing on Sigma Art lenses, EFs, like $400 lenses. And I will be honest. As they say, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. There were a couple shots in there that I was like, "You did good, Brandon. Nice work."
There you go. I saw this. I saw a bit of that. So I think you did a very good job. I'm gonna go through these last things, and then we are gonna call it.
We're gonna peace out.
We've gone from 100 to like 69. Nice. My tripping for being cautious with the E to Z mount adapters. Want to use a Sigma Art lens without changing ecosystems. Nikkor is pricey, but worries about image and sharpness. I feel like there's enough information about the Nikon adapters that it's not that big of a deal using them. Like it's not the end of the world, and I don't think it's going to destroy your camera. I think Viltrox had a weird hiccup.
Brick it.
I think Viltrox had a weird hiccup with like a firmware update a little while ago, but outside of that, I don't think so. Pixel 12K, the best camera for a $5,000 budget. I think currently right now, yeah, I can say that comfortably. But that's also based on the fact that like I own a Pixis. I don't own the C80, nor do I own the FX6 anymore. The FX6 isn't a 5K camera anymore. Is there another $5,000 cinema camera?
The FX3 I mean, you can get a used KX for $5,000.
Yeah,
on MPB.
Using the Pixis 12K, I don't miss my KX for 1 second.
Great.
So
I'm just giving you another cinema camera that costs $5,000.
Yeah, you're correct. I am sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. It's okay, Kofi. I think we're to the point now where we can just shoot each other down and it'll be all right.
Yeah, it's been 2 hours in. No one's gonna jump on the bandwagon. The truth about Kofi and all. I've used film crew at Nitro before it came City Dream. Why are you importing footage to your Mac storage? Edit from. Okay, so he's talking to somebody else. When is the Pixis versus ZR content coming? I don't think it will because they're so different that I don't. There's certain comparisons like they're just not really appropriate, and like the conclusion would be like, yes, the $5,000 camera is probably going to be favored over the $2,000 one. And if you want me. Put a 1 in the chat if you actually want to see me do this, because I don't want to drag people on a 30-minute video that's going to cost me $800 on a topic in a comparison that like kind of doesn't feel fair.
It's a good reason.
Bob, I think a good idea to get an adapter from the place so you can return it in case the comment doesn't work for you. Yeah, that's fair. What's the deal with the digital hot shoe? Does it have traditional pins for flash like Sony? Does it need an adapter like Canon? I think you just plug it in. I think it's mostly for audio.
It looks like that.
That's the greatest answer.
And I'm in manual focus anyway, so it didn't do shit.
That was amazing. I'm like trying to think of this like weird pontificating way to explain this thing. You're like, nah, it looks like this. I'm like, that's the answer. No, I think it's made mostly for the audio stuff. I don't think there's a lot of hot shoe adapter things out yet, but I'm assuming it works with the flash. I'll be real with you, and I don't know if you're on the same page, Talbot, but like I didn't think about the ZR for photography once, at least with the flash.
I had a lot of people, and rightfully so, because my channel's more photography. It's a lot more photography than it is video. And so many people were like, you didn't even try it in photography. I was like, bro, this is the first Red camera. You think I'm going to waste my time shooting stills?
I got 3 hours.
No, I had 5.5 hours. I'm going to shoot as much video as I possibly can. And then I will come back to the stills later. I'm going to use it, and only this, on a trip to an undisclosed location this weekend for an undisclosed reason. And I'll take photos, and we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. I bet it's a great photography camera. The Z6 III was pretty good. Did you leave?
Yeah, no, I didn't leave. I'm just someone being a weirdo, being like, it wasn't clear if I got the Pixis 12K for free, where there's like a dedicated segment with like a load bar that says this video sponsor Blackmagic, and I'm like, where was the confusion from? How was this confusing?
Don't worry about it, Kofi. Just move on with your life.
Either way. Wish list. So 2 people want to see this comparison. What about
so
Trigger's
far
flash? So I don't have a flash for Nikon, so. Also, where to get your jacket?
Yeah, I responded. For the life of me, I know it was via Instagram like 4 years ago, but I have no idea. I can't remember. But it has a removable patch. I didn't even know that. What do you think, Kofi?
I like it. I want one.
No, I'm not talking about my jacket. What do you think? Should we wrap this up?
Yes, I want food. I'm spacing out too.
Yeah, I can tell. I can't even see your real-time feed, and I was like, I'm losing Kofi. He needs a Snickers.
There is extra lean ground beef and some vegetables inside of a Tupperware container that is calling my name. So that's
Scott Balcom. We've been on here for 2.5 hours.
Scott,
Did you just show up?
Scott,
you're killing me, Scotty.
Scott, I will get no. I will stay here enough to answer the last 5 questions. No, not even 5, like 3. Pixis 12K versus S1R2, totally notorious, totally different camera. Do I buy a Honda Civic or a Dodge Caravan? We need a jacket giveaway. Hey, these people want a jacket. Scott had a life. Scott has a life.
People want my jacket?
People want your jacket. They want a ZR comparison to the Pixis. I want a lot of things. I think we'll just give it to them. Give them the jacket off your back. Okay, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to wrap this up. I'm tired. Okay, so thank you guys for coming to the chat for 2 hours.
We had a blast.
We did. We answered
2.5, Kofi.
Almost 2.5. We answered a ton of questions about the Nikon ZR. Talbot has a bunch of videos coming up. I have a bunch of videos coming up. In terms of comparisons, they're going to be ones that make sense. That's what we're going to do. There's going to be no ZR versus ZR ELX and Mini LF. But that being said, special out to Mac Chaudhry. Just dishing out money.
Thanks, Mac.
And helping us pay for our dinners. So we'll see you guys in the next one. And then Talbot, I'll send you the collab link, okay?
Sounds good, buddy. See you, everybody. Thanks for joining.